NEAFL MVP Awards here at the Sofitel Brisbane Central. It's going to be a fantastic night. We're looking forward to the excitement. It's the culmination of a brilliant 2019 season here in the NEAFL. And thank you so much for joining us wherever you're streaming us throughout Australia and around the world. Looking forward to seeing whether we can get a fourth, an unprecedented fourth award for Matt Payne, or will there be another superstar rise from the ranks to overtake the established champion? It is going to be an exciting night, as I said, and we're really looking forward to getting it underway right now. Mark Kennedy is going to be our MC very shortly.
From about 55, he went underground, and that was too far underground. They might come through it. Timberwoody swoops on it, gets it around the corner. What a bit of exciting play to get us underway.
Send it upfield towards Highmore. Highmore taps it towards Fall, and he's off to the races. Goes for one bounce. He'll go the whole way. Toes two. He'll go three. He might go one more bounce if he doesn't run too far. That's three. And now he'll take a shot from 15 out. Oh, you talk about backing himself for 150 metres.
Clements, little ball inside forward 50. Stubbs just turns his opponent around. He'll run in. Open goal, and that's 3 for Southport and 2 for Stubbs.
Williams pushed off it a bit easy. Handball over the top. Stern there. Got to kick up the wing. Good use of the body. Redahan! What a fly!
Well, his left leg is hard pressed against the boundary line here. He's going to have to kick it from 51. Strikes it nicely. Hasn't got enough on it. It's got enough on it.
Picked up, and away go the students again. Bartholomeus just puts it on a tee. It's sailing, it's long, it's going, it's a goal! 55, maybe 60 metres.
Sydney Uni have a runner going past. They can get the hands to the quick hands.
That's a great grab. He lined himself up for it, and Philip Wells put the kick in there for him and said, here, have a crack at this.
He's only got one target, and that target is Carr. Carr, he needs to get it to his own advantage. He gets the ball and then gets tackled. He's going to get done for holding the ball in the goal square, or has he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me, he's got it through!
Is in the corridor he could go to. Fong, the top man I'm speaking to, goes there now. Fong from behind! What a hang!
Kicking blind inside 50. Farah needs to work hard here. Taken by Williams. Good handball to Ankers. Ankers has the shot on goal. Kicks the goal.
Goes back. Crossley sends a bit of a launcher forward. Will it dodge the defence? It does, but it also dodges his teammate. There's a guy in the goal square. He was free. He was torched, but it doesn't matter.
A few players. Murphy missed it. It's going to go over the back if Payne can pick it up. He just missed it initially. Gets it again. 3-time MVP. 20 metres out. He goes bang!
Shorter players for the Lions.
He's not going to go for goal. He'll put it right to the top, but I think that may have gone through for a goal. Cracking finish. Briggs turns. A long chance of a clearance. It's a 2-on-1 here. You wouldn't want to spoil each other. It's gone out the back. Now the 2-on-1. Here's Bobby Hill. He'll put on the dribbler. He's going to bend. It bends through. Absolutely wonderful from Bobby Hill, the showman.
Sydney Swans, the quick kick out. Contest here, 2-on-1. Spillage came. Menzel puts on the Shepherd beautifully. Does it again. Will's on the chase here against Foot. Still on the chase. Steadies. Kicks on goal.
Chance here for Will Murphy. Couldn't quite get a clean possession. Charging through, handballing. Iden wrapping up his own work. Ives in the pocket. The 100-gamer ducking, weaving, weighing the handball up. Craven from the pocket. That is a better goal than the one we saw 10 minutes ago.
Craven some Jasper magic.
Tom Van-Wellos perhaps spending a little bit more time in the ruck as the students go inside 50 again. A clever tap on from Davies. He just couldn't quite find Morrison, but Morrison trying to burst his way through. He does it well. He steps around and he kicks another goal.
Well, wasn't that a great start? The pity was I didn't see too many defenders up there highlights. Hopefully they'll get recognised tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, CEO of AFL Queensland, Mr Dean Warren, CEO of AFL New South Wales ACT, Mr Sam Graham, corporate partners, players, coaches, staff and supporters, welcome to NEAFL's Night of Nights for the 6th Annual NEAFL MVP Awards Ceremony, featuring, of course, the coveted NEAFL MVP Award announcement. Supposed to pause for some applause there, ladies and gents. The AFL acknowledges the Turrbal people as traditional owners of the land we gather on today and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge that we play our great game on this land and respect the cultures of all peoples, their contributions to our nation and contribution to the game of Australian rules football. Ladies and gents, some of the accolades to be received tonight as part of the 2019 NEAFL Awards are: the Team of the Year selection will see the best, the very best of the NEAFL competition rewarded. The prestigious NEAFL Rising Star Award, awarded of course to our best young player, and the crowning of our most valuable player in 2019. Could we see a new champion tonight, or that little selfish bloke Matty Payne try and get it for the 4th time to conquer all? I can assure you it's all set up for a really thrilling vote count later on this evening. My name is Mark Kennedy, or some people know me as Kanga, and I'm your MC for this evening. It's an honour to be your host on this exciting night where we will highlight and showcase our competition's greatest players. Just some, of course, we need to do some housekeeping. Bathrooms can be found out the door and either to the right or right around to the left. Mobile phones should be on silent. I believe there is a bit of a penalty, which one of the umpiring department, James Waldorf, will be monitoring a bit later on. And the bar will be closing at 10:30 tonight, following the announcement of the MVP at approximately 10 p.m. How good would that be? Sorry, I was thinking about James Waldorf again. The NEAFL MVP award voting system has input from our umpires and coaches, which ensures the best player will be holding the trophy up on stage later this evening. At the conclusion of each game, both coaches and umpires independently cast their votes on a 5-4-3-2-1 basis. Voting for the NEAFL MVP went behind closed doors after round 12, and as you may know, we were left with an intriguing leaderboard. James Rowbottom, a first-year draftee from the Sydney Swans, held an 11-vote lead over Aspley's Matty Payne, with Southport's Tyler Roos and Canberra's Angus Baker not far behind. I look forward to a thrilling vote count later on this evening. Tonight we'll also be announcing the following awards: the Goal of the Year, the Mark of the Year, the Leading Goal Kicker, the Umpires of the Year, as well as recognising our 100-game players. Well, what a huge round, the final round that we just had yesterday, where the top 6 ladder positions were confirmed and set up for the 2019 NEAFL Finals Series. I'm pleased to advise that this week's elimination finals on Saturday are Aspley versus the Giants at Vauxhall Oval, and the Sydney Swans will take on Sydney University at Blacktown International Sports Park. Best of luck to all teams certainly competing in the final series. I think it's set up for a cracker. Well, let's get into it. There's a lot of great awards to hand out tonight. And first of all, I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our NEAFL Games record holder to the stage to officially welcome everyone to the night. I'd like to call on Canberra Demons captain and decorated player of the competition, Aaron Bruce, to formally address and welcome the guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please make him welcome, Mr. Aaron Bruce.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, members of the AFL, the NEAFL, and all the fellow players in the room. I've been given the honour tonight to welcome everyone on behalf of the collective NEAFL players to the 2019 Awards Night, and what an honour it is. Looking back on this same night 12 months ago, I remember sitting in the room listening to the Sydney Uni captain Tim Barton speak to do the same speech. And one of the things that stuck with me on that night was one of Tim's early gags was around the fact that he thought he'd been given the role as the head of the student body and the student captains to inject some intelligence into the room that night. And the funny thing I found about it was that it had actually taken him 10 years to do a 3E degree. I'll bring this up because it got me thinking when I was writing this speech tonight, which was on Friday on the plane on the way up, that what sort of angle or theme do I throw into it that's a little bit different that you guys might not know about, or you probably do and assume. So we're going to roll with a few Canberra stereotypes and themes tonight. So here goes. For most Canberra stereotypes, it really is a toss-up between occupations, geographical features and institutions. I'll caveat the themes tonight though, and the stereotypes, with the fact that I'm pretty sure about 90% of people have only ever been to Canberra on a year 5 or 7 school trip, and so really have no idea. People from outside Canberra regularly tell me that the occupations are very simple to actually understand in Canberra. You're either a politician, a political staffer, a professional political lobbyist, or you work at the National Museum. In terms of geographical features, we're 2 hours from the snow, 2 hours from the beach, 3 hours from Sydney and 7 hours from Melbourne. Put it simply, we're pretty much close to nothing. Which leaves me with the institutions. Canberra's full of them. We're blessed with an absolute abundance. We've got the old and new Parliament House, the National Museum and Portrait Gallery, War Memorial, a bucket load of roundabouts, Moosehead's nightclub, and of course the jewel in the crown, the suburb of Fyshwick. Anywhere you drive around in Canberra, you're always going round a roundabout, according to people from outside of Canberra. And anywhere that you can legally get adult materials and fireworks in an industrial suburb must be a cracking place. Enough about Canberra, more about tonight. Congratulations on behalf of all the players, the award winners, milestone players and Team of the Year recipients for these honours that you achieved this year. Amazing season, and special mention must go to Mitch Hahn and the guys from Brisbane, undefeated throughout the regular season, and with the senior team, doing really well as well. It's been a really good run. We were fortunate to only come into, to some degree, to only run into you guys once this year, and after our 15-goal defeat, I was talking to Alan Christensen after the game, and he mentioned that we'd just come up against about 650 games of AFL experience. So it made it pretty cool that we're running around semi-professional against an AFL side. All the best to you and the other five teams in this year's finals race. A massive thank you to the NEAFL, the AFL and all of the sponsors and volunteers that make this competition a reality each year. It really is a unique thing to travel weekly in the manner that we do in a semi-professional environment, and it's something that I've personally enjoyed over the last 9 years. To Sean Young, Brian Quaid, Phil Gaynor, the Eastlake Football Club and Board, and to all the Canberra Demons organisation and loyal supporters, we thank you again for the year and are just sorry that we couldn't quite make it back into the finals this year. To all of the players' personal support crews, there is no way any of us could do what we do without the undivided, unwavering support from all of the wives, girlfriends, partners, parents, brothers and sisters, friends, employers, and everyone else who backs us through those massive training and commitment and travelling commitments for 10 months of the year. I know I always get some really bizarre reactions from my own workplace when I shoot off from work at the beginning of November to get back into pre-season, particularly because they've only just seen me back from the regular season about 6 weeks beforehand. It's also amusing to my teammates because they don't know where to go because I haven't been seen on the tracks before February in the last 5 years. To my own wife Ellen, my beautiful daughter Vivian, my parents and my own wider family support, this year has been one of the more frustrating ones for me personally, and obviously ended on a bit of a sour note for me, but ultimately I wouldn't change it for the world over the last 9 or 10 years in this competition. So I thank you so much for allowing me to continue to pursue these goals, albeit somewhat selfishly. To all those players retiring this year, we're involved in some pretty awesome scenes for the Redland guys that were on their way out yesterday. Congratulations to all of you on some amazing careers. I wish you all the best for the lives ahead and really look forward to wherever our paths may cross into the future. Now, Luke Gaddy gave me this gig tonight, and I don't know if it's done any good, but hopefully it's going all right. And he gave me a list of touch points that I was supposed to hit along the way. I've just about hit all of them, but one of the last ones was to start discussing about the challenges and benefits of playing the NEAFL. I reckon if you need me to tell you that, you probably should join the retirees. The competition itself is a massive challenge, and it's a privilege to play in it, and it's something that I think at times can be taken for granted, but it takes a lot of work and support from all those involved to get it across the line. So thank you to the NEAFL and everyone else that's involved to make sure that the comp gets up and runs as smoothly as it does every year. The last point on Luke's list for me tonight was to talk about the toughest opponent that I've played on, and I'd probably rate Gavin Gross and Adrian Williams right up there in terms of fierce competitors I've played on personally. Obviously guys like Andrew Boston and Matty Payne in terms of best players I've seen run around over the last 8 or 9 years. One simple story though, in terms of gun players that we've had, our team about 3 or 4 years ago wasn't travelling so well, and this one day at Manuka we decided to imitate a bunch of witches' hats on the way to letting Tom Mitchell have 64 disposals against us. That was probably one of the lowlights. Thank you everyone for listening to me tonight, but yeah, I hope and congratulations again to all the award winners, and I hope everyone enjoys their evening.
Well, if nothing else, you can see the passion that Aaron really puts out there for not only his Canberra Demons that he has for the NEAFL competition. And thank you so much, Aaron. It's greatly appreciated. I'd now like to call on the AFL New South Wales ACT CEO, Mr. Sam Graham, to present the next few awards. Sorry, Sam, they're a bit slow on the uptake as we're starting. Well, perhaps one of the most exciting awards now to be handed out is the 2019 NEAFL Goal of the Year. And rest assured, the NEAFL Goal of the Year is right up there with the very best of them. It's time to reveal our top 5 contenders and the winner.
Number 5. Adam Goulden, Sydney University, round 13.
He's starting to get behind the footy. His kick's good. Bartholomew Goulden just kept coming. Handball, he's got a loose man at centre-half forward. Or bounce his way. Did just. Goulden kept coming from 40. That is a ripping goal, Sydney Uni. How good was that, end to end? The students have the quick reply through the running Adam Goulden, and that's one of the goals of the year in the NEAFL.
He just did not stop running. From the second he got that ball in the middle, I think he linked up with 5 players.
Number 4. Zach Foote, Sydney Swans, round 13.
Footy bounces out the back, running onto its foot. Foot will take a bounce. He's got a paddock to work with in front of himself. He takes a third bounce. You know what? He can go all the way. Runs inside 50, centres himself up. Does he kick a goal? He has! What a goal, Zach Foote, running into an open forward 50, and that's one of the best running goals you'll see in the NEAFL.
Number 3, Harry Carr, Canberra Demons, round 9.
He's only got one target, and that target is Carr. Carr, he needs to get it to his own advantage. He gets the ball and then gets tackled. He's going to get done for holding the ball in the goal square, or has he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me, he's got it through! Oh, put that on your highlight reel, Harry Carr.
Number 2, Zach Langdon, GWS Giants, round 5.
The Giants, now they turn around again. Shot from out near the 50-metre line comes from Langdon. Zach Langdon, well, he's played plenty of AFL footy. 19 games in the AFL for the Giants last year and showing plenty of that AFL skill here as he gets one through.
And our winner, from the Sydney Swans, James Rowbottom, round 2.
Dawson now to Rowbottom, and it's going to be a foot race. This could bounce. This is heading towards goal. Here it goes. Is it going to run? Oh, he's kicked it from 65 metres out. What a kick from James Rowbottom. His goals today have been quite frankly extraordinary, and that just bounced and bounced and bounced.
Please welcome to the stage Sydney Swans midfielder James Rowbottom. Now, James, enormous year. First year, the Sydney Swans on the list. It's amazing. Goal of the year. And then here we are yesterday. There you are with Buddy Franklin celebrating his 300th game, and the retirements of Kieran Jack and Jared McVeigh. You know, it seems like you've had an enormous and an amazing first year of football, I suppose, north of Victoria, if you like.
Yeah, obviously it's been a bit of a shift coming up from Melbourne at the end of last year, and playing the start of the year in the NEAFL, getting a crack at AFL level was pretty awesome, and then to finish the year off yesterday was a pretty special day.
Now, tell me about the goal, because is it one of those ones that, as the years pass, it'll get further and further? How far do you think you were from goal?
Oh, I think the commentator sold me a bit short with 65 metres, but yeah, I don't know. Dribbled a fair way from outside 50, but yeah.
I know that commentator. You might have to have some words with him later. And we just talked about how amazing it was. I suppose now that you've been at AFL level, where do you reset yourself to what your goals are for 2020 and onwards?
Yeah, obviously I want to continue to play consistent AFL football. That's the goal after getting drafted. So just continue to build from where I've left this season, and play AFL footy for the rest.
And as far as NEAFL level, and I think for your sake, we love to have players transport themselves from the NEAFL level to the AFL level. But what was your highlight the goal, or did you have some specific other highlights of how you saw the NEAFL and how it unfolded this year?
No, it was general just good group of people to be around, stepping into a new environment at the start of the year, stepping into with a group of boys like on our table. It was awesome to be a part of, and that was just a main highlight, just going to training each week and playing games and just really enjoying it.
Well, congratulations on the goal. I hope it becomes 130-odd metres in years to come, because it was an absolute cracker, and all the best for the rest of 2019, obviously into the pre-season and the cut and thrust of 2020.
Thank you.
James Rowbottom, ladies and gentlemen. And now we'll push on to our next award. And let's get ready for the marks of the year. We all love the big spectacular marks, and no doubt one of the best years as far as I'm concerned for marks at NEAFL level. Let's have a look at them now.
Number 5, Kieran Delahunty, NT Thunder, round 19.
Quick hands.
Oh, that's a great grab. He lined himself up for it, and Philip Wells put the kick in there for him and said, here, have a crack at this.
Number 4, Tom Redden, Sydney University, round 5.
Good use of the body. Redden! What a fly mark! Big fly on the wing. Tom Redden.
Shoulder surfing.
Number 3, Sam Fong, Sydney University, round 5.
He goes in now. Fong from behind! What a hang!
Number 2, Kieran Briggs, GWS Giants, round 7.
50 big fly. I told you he'd take one today, Kieran Briggs. I told you he'd take one. Spectacular as the siren sounds.
And our winner, from the Aspley Hornets, Liam Dawson, round 5.
Oh, you beauty!
Fantastic mark there by Dawson. He'll send it back inside.
If that is not the NEAFL Mark of the Week and a contender for Mark of the Year, I'm not standing here at Scottsdale Park. That was exquisite.
Please welcome Aspley defender Liam Dawson. Now, that was a fair old hang, mate. What are you doing, mate? You're a defender. You're giving us a bad name. It was a fair old fly. Have you got licence to be able to do that from the back half? Daniel Webster give you that?
Well, I don't know who pumped me up more, him or his sister. So I think Jess, after the game, Kai said that she was very, very happy. So, but yeah, no, looking at the other marks, I don't know how I've won that, so it was good opportunity for the other boys, or good work from the other boys. Anyway.
Not sure where to go after that answer. First up. threw me off. Mate, obviously you don't mind pushing up the ground. You're back from the Lions after seeing the Lions. How have you found settling back into that Aspley atmosphere at club level? Have you really enjoyed the season, I suppose? And what's coming up also?
Yeah, look, I've loved being back at the Hornets. I've felt very welcomed back there, especially playing footy before I got drafted there, and obviously win the grand final there in 2014. So yeah, everyone's been pretty welcoming. All the boys have been good, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully get a few wins in the finals and make the granny, and see where it takes us.
And you've obviously got a few nice defenders back there, and Gavin Gross and Dougie Lawrence and the like. I suppose even though you come back from an AFL level, is there something you've gleaned from those guys this year that really helped your game?
Yeah, look, Gav's a good player. I think he'd be the first person to tell you that as well.
Choosing it's well played.
It was obviously good having Dougie back there as well. Sort of come back in the second half of the year. He's playing some good footy, and a bit unfortunate. I gave him a bit of a dud kick, and I reckon I didn't help him doing his shoulder. But I think he's been good for us as well. So playing with some good players down there, and hopefully we can get the job done in the next couple of weeks.
A couple of big games coming up, or potentially one big game if you don't get it right. How do you see this week against the Giants going for you?
We've been playing some pretty decent footy over the year, and our contested footy's been really good. So if we have that up and we have that focus sort of on our ground, it's a smaller ground. So if we have that focus, contested footy, win the contested footy, win the centre clearances and that sort of thing, getting a forward, and keeping it in our forward half, we should have a good, hopefully get the win. But just got to keep doing little things and doing them well.
And last one, mate, is probably the most important. They say the metrosexual man puts a lot of thought into his hairstyle. What happened with you, mate? What's happening?
Oh, look, I started off getting my mum cut my hair, but now she doesn't want to do it anymore. So I've sort of had to go to someone else to do it. Now, Mitch Robinson's done it once, and he's pretty wild. So he didn't do me the world of favours, but I had to go. Just sort of kept going, trying to change things up and keeping things interesting in life.
Well, mate, you certainly keep things very interesting on stage here, but certainly up in the air there for Mark of the Year as well. So well done, Liam, and congratulations. Well, we've had somebody set the bar for what happens up here. Just a reminder also for our award winners, James and Liam, if you can pop out the back, we will get a photo of you just to make sure we can document, obviously, your wonderful awards that you've received so far. Now, ladies and gents, it's time to recap the first month of the NEAFL MVP voting. Please cast your eyes to the big screen.
Season 2019 was off to a fast start in round one as Angus Baker earned the season's first Rising Star nomination in the Demons' victory over Gold Coast.
Here with Mentha kicking them inside 50, but Baker dropping back into the hole and taking the mark for Canberra.
Sydney University recruit Jake Veal left an emphatic first impression for his new club by polling the maximum votes as the students upset Aspley on home turf. Sydney midfielder James Rose was also one of the top performers of the round, polling 10 votes for his impressive 39 disposals, 11 inside 50s and 4 goals in the Swans' win over the Giants. And New Southport recruit Matt Shaw earned 9 votes as the Sharks kicked off their premiership defence against Redland. Shaw jumped to the top of the NEAFL MVP leaderboard the next week after polling max votes in the Sharks' thrilling victory over Aspley. Shaw collected 27 disposals and booted 2 goals as Southport broke a 7-year hoodoo at Boxing Oval with an 8-point
win. Gets it
win.
now to Shaw. Shaw! He wasn't going to miss that. Too classy for him.
Sydney draftee James Rowbottom, who is the only other player in round 2 to attract 10 votes, starred in the Swans' win over Gold Coast at Metricon Stadium, where he kicked this stunning goal.
Run on. Dawson now to Rowbottom, and it's going to be a foot race. This could bounce. This is heading towards goal. Here it goes. Is it going to run? Oh, he's kicked it from 65 metres out.
Shaw continued his outstanding start to the NEAFL season with another maximum vote performance against Canberra in round 3, collecting 30 disposals and a goal as the Sharks won another close one.
Matt Shaw, he'll kick from about 45, but he's put it through and Southport have their third.
Brisbane's Ryan Bastanak also polled the maximum 10 votes after leading the Lions to a strong win over Aspley after 31 disposals, 10 clearances and 3 goals.
Ryan Bastanak, who waltzed in and kicked his third goal.
Sydney defender Colin O'Riordan also polled 9 votes after the Swans came from behind to defeat Redland by 7 points. Brisbane forward Ben Keys rocketed up the NEAFL MVP leaderboard in round 4 after polling maximum votes against Gold Coast. Keys jumped to second place after 26 disposals and 4 majors in the Lions' big win at Metricon Stadium. Keys was one of 3 players who polled 10 votes in round 4, with Sydney's Robbie Fox and NT Thunder's Abraham Anchors all rewarded for outstanding performances. Fox was unstoppable against the Giants, amassing 38 disposals, 15 clearances and 3 goals, whilst Anchors took home the Anzac medal for best on ground against Redland with 26 disposals, 9 clearances and 3 goals.
Rubs it out, Anchors cuts it off and he's going to run in and go bang for the NT Thunder.
The leaderboard after round 4 sees Shaw leading by 10 votes over Keys, with Rowbottom just 1 vote behind. O'Riordan and Canberra vice-captain Mitch Maguire rounded out the top 5.
Here with Ben Keys, who rocketed up the leaderboard for the NEAFL MVP Awards for this year. And Ben, how do you feel about rising up, getting those maximum votes in round 4 and now sitting second on the table?
Yeah, it's pretty humbling, but it's pretty easy when you've got teammates like I do. We're obviously a pretty strong team at the moment, so a lot of guys that could be up there. So it's good to get on the end of their work sometimes and just finish it off.
It must be an incredible vibe around the club at the moment, an unprecedented, undefeated home and away season, and the seniors going beyond expectations. Tell us about the vibe.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really good to have our senior team in the finals this year. Since I've been in the club, that hasn't happened. So to have both teams competing in the finals is really special. So it's a really great vibe.
Okay, so quickly tell me, if it's not you, who's your tip for the MVP?
Hopefully it's one of Ryan Bastanak or Corey Lyons. They had pretty strong seasons, so I'd like to see one of them win it.
Thanks very much, Ben Keys. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Pricey, and thanks, Ben, back there. All right, it's time for our NEAFL Rising Star Award. And to start us off, I'd like to call up a previous winner, the 2016 NEAFL Rising Star winner, Hayden Batoli-Simmons, to the stage to present the 2019 Rising Star Award. The Rising Star for the NEAFL in 2019 saw weekly nominations of the best young talent. The criteria for selection was that players had to be under the age of 21 before the season started and had played fewer than 20 NEAFL games. 2019 was another great season for young talent. Let's look at some of the nominations. Kicking us off in 2019 was Canberra when Angus Baker earned the round 1 nomination. Overall, Canberra led the way with 5 nominations and made it 10 nominees in the past 2 seasons. The Giants also had a fantastic year with a club record 4 nominations, including under-18 All-Australian Tom Green, fellow All-Australian under-18 and Hunter Harrison medalist Connor Budrick received a nomination, and Sydney University was also well represented with 3 nominees. Brisbane, the NT Thunder and Southport all produced 1 nominee each as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for our class of 2019. And it's my distinct pleasure to announce the winner of the 2019 NEAFL Rising Star Award is Angus Baker from the Canberra Demons.
Canberra defender Angus Baker blew the competition away in 2019 as he took the NEAFL by storm in the blue and gold to be crowned the Rising Star winner.
The ball's been kept, sent forward and cut off by Baker.
The former Swans Academy member enjoyed a breakout season where the 21-year-old was named in his side's best 14 times in an outstanding year. Not only was Baker one of Canberra's best all season, but he was ranked first in the competition for total champion data ranking points, second in disposals and fifth in rebound 50s.
Make use of it here as well are the Demons with Baker.
A tall defender who is damaging on the rebound, Baker regularly showcased his limitless potential as he leaves no stone unturned in keeping his AFL dream alive.
Let's give him another round of applause. I think he deserves it, Angus Baker. 2 wins in 2 years. You follow on in the footsteps of Mitch Maguire. Is that something that humbles you, or you just say you just go, I'm a bit bigger and better than Mitchie now?
Yeah, no, Mitch is one of my really close mates from the footy club, so got a lot to do with him. But yeah, no, credit to him last year and just following in his footsteps.
2017 saw you go through some injuries and you had a fair old setback. Talk us through that, because the last year and this year particularly, you've really started to gain some momentum and really looking forward at your best footy. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, obviously during my ACL 2016 with the Swans Academy was pretty tough and like something I had to go through. And then, yeah, just getting back, playing footy again, really enjoying my football was sort of an element that got me back on the radar. And yeah, just really enjoyed moving down to Canberra, great bunch of blokes, and really enjoyed my time.
And aspirationally, although the Canberra Demons obviously is priority number one just at the moment, but if an AFL club or an opportunity came, you'd obviously welcome that sphere?
Yeah, I'd take that with both hands, that's for sure. That's pretty high on the list at the moment to do, but yeah, take one thing at a time and see what happens.
And the last one for you, mate. They told me you were going to be a hard interview, mate, but you're doing very well. I said, actually, the NEAFL media manager said he won't return a call, so you're doing very well. You've actually called up here. The bit of Jekyll and Hyde this year from the Canberra Demons. They've played some electric footy at times and then probably been a little bit disappointing. And what's the goal for 2020? I know it's a bit soon after yesterday, but any plans to where you see the Canberra going, what your thoughts are?
Yeah, I think the main sort of thing is to retain our list. Like, we've got a really good core young group there. I think if we can really stick together, we're really good mates. So that's the main thing. Bit of inconsistency this year, but something to work on for next year. And I think we've got something really special that's going to happen.
Well, well done, Angus. I really want to say, Hayden Batoli-Simmons, I know when your highlights package was playing, said you're an absolute gun. And if you get that recognition from a former Rising Star Award winner, you know, you've obviously got a lot going for you, and I certainly believe that, and I'm sure the room does as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To present our next award, I'd like to call forward AFL Queensland's Senior Football Operations Manager Barry Gibson to present the 2019 NEAFL Leading Goal Kicker Award. No great surprise in this one, ladies and gentlemen, because this one's been open to seeing for all and sundry. Congratulations to the leading goal kicker for 2009 for the second year in a row, Matthew Hamilman from the Redland Bombers.
There was no stopping Redland spearhead Matt Hamilman in 2019 as the Bombers star raced away to win his second consecutive NEAFL Leading Goal Kicker Award. Surpassing his previous tally of 60 goals last year, the former Brisbane Lion kicked at least one goal in every match this season, averaging nearly 4 majors per game, as well as 13 disposals and 8 marks.
He's going to have to kick it from 51. He strikes it nicely. Has it got enough on it? It's got enough on it!
A tough matchup for any defender. Hamilman was also ranked #1 in the competition for contested marks in another outstanding season in the red and white colours.
Couple of goals to get them moving. Comes in. It's close. It's there through Matthew Hamilman.
Hello, Matty. Come on up, mate. Now, we had you up here last year. surpassed your goal total from last year. The NT Thunder, are they pretty happy with you? You kicked 9 straight against them last year and you had another bag of 9. That really got you going, mate. Is that one of your favourite teams to come up against?
Yeah, Northern Territory's done me a huge favour the last couple of years, but I think just the conditions up there really suit the bigger grounds and the nice conditions, so yeah.
And we talked about, I think last year we talked about Hammer's House. So Hammer's House, I think, is going to get a bit of an extension with the second leading goal kicker, but it really was extended because you played a different role this year from what I could tell, that you did push up the ground, and I think you had a game there where you were the leading possession getter, leading goal kicker. You had it all happening. So how did Phil Carrs probably sell your role to you this year and what you were going to bring?
Yeah, I was just trying to use my strengths really. I back my speed in against most opponents, so I was just trying to get up the ground a bit more and try and turn around and get them on the way back. So. And
you're still a young bloke, so is there still aspirations to get back up the ladder? You played as a bit of a utility. You played down back in the AFL with the Lions, and then you've obviously played up forward with Redland. Do you see yourself potentially pushing back up into those higher levels?
Yeah, I'd love to obviously play AFL again. I had 3 years with the Lions there a few years ago, but opportunities didn't really go my way in those 3 years. So, yeah, it'd be lovely to get back on the AFL list and show what I can do.
Well, with very straight goal kicking as you have the last couple of years, I think you're going to give yourself every opportunity in the way you move and you convert. So, well done and congratulations. 2nd year in a row for the NEAFL leading goal kicker.
Thank you. Cheers.
We're ploughing through them here, which is very good. We're back on time. And now it's time for our NEAFL Umpires of the Year. Got to make sure I get this one right. So can I now please call New South Wales ACT State Umpiring Manager Piers Field and AFL Queensland State Umpiring Manager, the bloke I've given a bit of a toweling up to already tonight, James Waldorf, to the stage to present the next series of awards. They deserve a round of applause for sure and certain. The sheer fact of the matter is that without umpires who have the dedication and passion and the squad that they really work with, they travel around the different states and territories to officiate matches, and they need staff and they need a lot of things going for them. So a game just wouldn't exist without them. And it's my absolute pleasure to announce the 2019 Umpires of the Year are from Queensland and Northern Territory. I'll make sure I got the one right there. The Field Umpire of the Year, Andrew Adair. The Boundary Umpire of the Year, Ty Duncan. And the Goal Umpire of the Year, Jesse Baird. And from New South Wales and the ACT, the Field Umpire of the Year, Nick McGuinness. Boundary Umpire of the Year, David Wood. And Goal Umpire of the Year, Dale Purin. Now, as per the ritual, there's always one guinea pig that's got to come over and chat to me. I'm sorry for it. I might ask Jesse Baird to come over and have a bit of a chat.
Thank you. Cheers.
Firstly, mate, congratulations. How much say do you have in the NEAFL MVP votes, being a goal umpire, mate? Do you get there and try and twist the arm to give the defenders a go, or you push the forwards, or you just let those blokes talk up the midfielders?
Mate, I wish we got a say. We get absolutely zero say. I think they wait till we go home and then right on the card.
Now, mate, umpiring is a bit of a bit of a passion in one sense. What do you do for a crust outside of footy, mate?
I work for Channel 10. I'm a presenter on the kids show Totally Wild.
Righto. So, first of all, mate, am I safe up here, or are you going to try and steal my gig for next year?
No, that's all right. You're all good.
Yeah, no, all good.
I'll stick to the TV stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. And Jesse Baird, ladies and gentlemen, it's all over. No, it's here's one. I heard you were on the carpet at the Logies on the Gold Coast. Is that right? You were there schmoozing with the All and Sundry?
Yeah, I was. I was lucky enough to be invited this year, which was good. So yeah, that was about a couple of months ago now, and got to stay down on the Gold Coast, which was good. So yeah, enjoyable.
Best story?
Oh, mate, I don't want it to end up in TV Week magazine, so I better not say anything.
A very reputable publication, no doubt. So, Jesse, tell us about, in all seriousness, goal umpiring. I suppose one would assume that it's basically turn up, and if it goes one side of the stick, you point with one finger and the other one. What's your routine? What's a training routine look like for you?
Yeah, it is a little bit more complicated than that. Obviously, you know, everyone doesn't see what we go through at training, but you know, you wouldn't think it, but fitness is a big part of goal umpiring. So, you know, Tuesday nights is basically fitness for us, and then Thursday night consists of skills. So, you know, getting to the line when we need to get to the line, obviously in the NEAFL competition and QAFL, which is obviously the local league in Queensland. You know, you don't have a score review, so you can't send it upstairs. You sort of got to make the decision on the spot. So you've got to make sure you're in the right position all the time. So getting to the line when you need to get to the line, getting under the flight of the ball, and then obviously assisting the boundaries, because we've only got the 3 boundaries. So yeah.
And like I suppose, like a lot of the players I get up here tonight, aspirations for AFL?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hopefully there's a couple of opportunities in the next few years. It's tough in Queensland, obviously, because we only have 3 AFL goal umpires. So you've sort of got to wait for one of those guys to retire or, you know, jump off the list. So, yeah, certainly aspirations. I think all of us standing up here have aspirations to go on to AFL. So, yeah, hopefully in the next few years, but we'll just wait and see. We've still got a couple of games to umpire this season.
I wasn't going to say retire or just jump off the list. I was going to say you try and run into them in training or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's easy done.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, we'll take
Very
care of
good. Well, congratulations, Jesse, and to your fellow umpires. What a pathway the NEAFL is, and I think we recognise it for players, but we don't do enough justice for what we're doing for umpires and pushing them forward. So thank you, and thank you all the award winners as well.
No worries, thank you. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Ladies and gents, let's recap the next block of the NEAFL MVP voting for rounds 5 to 8. Let's again cast our eyes to the screen.
There were highlights aplenty in round 5 as some flew high.
Oh, you beauty! Kick up the wing, good use of the body, red hand! What a flying mark! Fong, the top man I'm speaking to, goes there now. Fong from behind! What a hang!
And some produced the impossible as the NEAFL MVP voting began to heat up.
Out near the 50-metre line comes from Langdon. Zach Langdon, well, he's played plenty of AFL footy.
Canberra midfielder Alex Smout jumped into the top 5 after an outstanding performance against the Giants, polling the maximum 10 votes following 40 disposals and 12 clearances as the Demons lost a close contest by 14 points.
He'll send it towards goal, and that'll flow through. That's a goal to Alex Smout.
Southport midfielder Matt Shaw added 7 votes to his tally against Sydney Uni, and a 41 disposal effort from Sydney defender Colin O'Riordan saw him move to second with 7 votes against Brisbane. Gold Coast veteran Michael Riscatelli was the key instigator in the Suns' historic win over NT Thunder in what was the club's first ever win in Darwin. Round 6 saw Southport midfielder Tyler Roos make his move. Transitioning from defence to midfield this season, Roos was superb in Southport's 11-point victory over NT Thunder to earn 10 votes. Meanwhile, James Rowbottom continued his strong start to the year with 9 votes for his role in Sydney's 22-point win over Sydney Uni.
Stevenson too. Handball came the way of Rowbottom inside 50. Armity back to the goal square, but Rowbottom won't need him. It's a goal.
Brisbane duo Nick Robertson and Lewis Taylor shared the most votes with 8 each in the Lions' dominant win over Canberra.
Well against him. It comes off Brisbane's way though.
While Gold Coast pair Will Brodie and Tom Nichols polled 5 votes each as the Suns beat Aspley at Boxing Oval. Redland ruckman Craig Malone's breakout NEAFL season hit a new high in round 7 after another starring performance saw the 26-year-old move into the top 10 leaderboard. Malone polled 8 votes after 70 hitouts and 19 hitouts to advantage, which were both top 10 NEAFL records. He was beaten only by emerging Sydney Uni midfielder Jake Bartholomaeus, who was awarded the maximum 10 votes after 21 disposals and 3 goals, as the students won a quality contest by 20 points. In round 8, Rowbottom became the new joint leader after guiding Sydney to an impressive victory against Gold Coast with 31 disposals, 12 tackles, 10 clearances and 7 inside 50s. Tyler Roos moved to 3rd, 3 votes behind the dual leaders after he too polled 9 votes in the Sharks' 6-point win over Redland.
Stubbs comes in directly in front and Southport hit back.
Meanwhile, Brisbane's Jacob Allison was awarded 8 votes in the Lions' win over the Giants, while up in Darwin, Canberra's Angus Baker polled 7 in the Demons' win over the Thunder.
Lovely mark. Angus Baker read that from miles away. Goes to Smout. Long kick from just inside 50, and that is a terrific goal by the Canberra Demons.
The leaderboard after round 8 saw Rowbottom share top spot with Matt Shaw, with teammate Roos 3 votes behind, followed by Malone and Smout.
Right now, and Alex, you went up the leaderboard, and tell me, you must be feeling pretty good about this year. You got your hands on the football a hell of a lot this year.
Yeah, obviously from an individual perspective, it was quite pleasing to be able to put together some consistent footy. But you know, when we're not playing this weekend, we can let our hair down tonight. It's probably not where we want to be, but yeah, from an individual perspective. Pretty happy with how things went.
Tell us a little bit about that. You are obviously disappointed. The boys would be disappointed. It was a bit of an up and down season, but you would be looking forward to knowing that you're going into next year with some good form, and 2020 is going to be a better year for the Demons.
Yeah, as Angus touched on, we've got a really good nucleus of players probably coming into that 30 to 50 game bracket now where, you know, our good is good, but, you know, our band is quite poor. So, you know, hopefully with experience comes more consistent performances and we can turn some of those close losses into wins, which would be pleasing, obviously.
Okay, so you've got a few teammates that are bouncing around on the leaderboard in the MVP. Do you think you can pick one that might jump up and break through?
Oh, I think Gus will go pretty close. He was consistent the whole way through the year. If I had to pick out of anyone, well, Mitch actually played pretty well towards the back end of the year, so he'll start to come home pretty hard. My tip for the night would probably be Abe Anchors if I had to pick anyone. I'd love to see my good mate Corey Lyons get up as well, but outside of that, I think Gus will go pretty close for us.
Thanks very much, Alex Smout. Appreciate your time here, and it's back to you, Kanga.
Thanks, Pricey. And thanks, Alex. Ladies and gents, it's now time to have a break for our main course. We'll be back at approximately 8:25 for the announcement of our NEAFL Team of the Year. Just a reminder, the bathrooms are located outside the main doors and down the lobby to your right. Pricey, it's been a fantastic start to the evening, mate.
It's been a great night so far. We've hit the halfway point here at the Sofitel Brisbane Central, and things just starting to warm up. So we're going to take a little break right now, have some of that dinner, and we'll have a look at some of the great videos from the highlights that we've accumulated over a magnificent 2019 season.
From about 55, he went underground, and that was too far underground. They might come through it. Tipman Woody swoops on it, gets it around the corner. What a bit of exciting play to get us underway.
Sent it upfield towards Highmore taps it towards Fall, and he's off to the races. Goes for one bounce. He'll go the whole way. Toes 2. He'll go 3. He might go one more bounce if he doesn't run too far. That's 3. And now he'll take a shot from 15 out. Oh, you talk about backing himself for 150 metres.
Clements, little ball inside forward 50. Stubbs just turns his opponent around. He'll run in. Open goal, and that's 3 for Southport and 2 for Stubbs.
Williams pushed off it a bit easy. Handball over the top. Stern there. Got to kick up the wing. Good use of the body. Redahan! What a flying mark!
Well, his left leg is hard pressed against the boundary line here. He's going to have to kick it from 51. Strikes it nicely. Hasn't got enough on it. It's got enough on it.
Picked up and away go the students again. Bartholomeus just puts it on a tee. It's sailing. It's long. It's going. Yes. It's a goal. 55, maybe 60 metres.
Sydney Uni have a runner going past it near the hands, do the quick hands.
That's a great grab. He lined himself up for it, and Philip Wells put the kick in there for him and said, here, have a crack at this.
He's only got one target, and that target is Carr. He needs to get it to his own advantage. He gets the ball and then gets tackled. He's going to get done for holding the ball in the goal square, or has he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me. He's got it through.
Is in the corridor he could go to. Fong, the man I'm speaking to, goes there now. Fong from the hole! What a hang!
Kicking blind inside 50. Farah needs to work hard here. Taken by Williams. Good handball to Ankers. Ankers has the shot on goal. Kicks the goal.
Goes back. Crossley sends a bit of a launcher forward. Will it dodge the defence? It does, but it also dodges his teammate. There's a guy in the goal square. He was free. He was torched, but it doesn't matter.
A few players. Murphy missed it. It's going to go over the back if Payne can pick it up. He just missed it initially. Gets it again. 3-time MVP. 20 metres out. He goes bang!
Shorter players for the Lions.
He's not going to go for goal. He'll put it right to the top, but I think that may have gone through for a goal. Cracking finish. Briggs turns. A long chance of a clearance. It's a 2-on-1 here. You wouldn't want to spoil each other. It's gone out the back. Hey. 2-on-1. Here's Bobby Hill. He'll put on the dribbler. He's going to bend. It bends through. Absolutely wonderful from Bobby Hill, the showman.
Sydney Swans, the quick kick out. Contest here, 2-on-1. Spillage Kane. Menzel puts on the Shepherd beautifully. Does it again. Wills on the chase here against Foot. Still on the chase. Steadies. Kicks on goal.
Chance here for Will Murphy, couldn't quite get a clean possession, charging through, handballing, Iden wrapping up his own work, Ives in the pocket, the 100-gamer, ducking, weaving, weighing the handball up, Craven from the pocket, that is a better goal than the one we saw 10 minutes ago!
Craven some Jasper magic!
Tom Banwelos perhaps spending a little bit more time in the ruck as the students go inside 50 again. A clever tap on from Davies. He just couldn't quite find Morrison, but Morrison trying to burst his way through. He does it well. He steps around and he kicks another goal.
Number 5. Adam Goulden, Sydney University, round 13.
Yes, he's starting to get behind the footy. His kick's good. Bartholomew Goulden just kept coming. Handball, he's got a loose man at centre-half forward. Will it bounce his way? It did just. Goulden kept coming from 40. That is a ripping goal, Sydney Uni. How good was that, end to end? The students have the quick reply through the running Adam Goulden, and that's one of the goals of the year in the NEAFL.
He just did not stop running. From the second he got that ball in the middle, I think he linked up with 5 players.
Number 4. Zach Foot, Sydney Swans, round 13.
Footy bounces out the back, running onto its foot. Foot will take a bounce. He's got a paddock to work with in front of himself. He takes a third bounce. You know what? He can go all the way. Runs inside 50, centres himself up. Does he kick a goal? He has! What a goal, Zach Foot, running into an open forward 50, and that's one of the best running goals he'll see in the NEAFL.
Number 3, Harry Carr, Canberra Demons, round 9.
He's only got one target, and that target is Carr. He needs to get it to his own advantage. He gets the ball and then gets tackled. He's going to get done for holding the ball in the goal square, or has he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me. He's got it through. Oh, put that on your highlight reel, Harry Carr.
Number 2, Zach Langdon, GWS Giants, round 5.
The Giants, now they turn around again. Shot from out near the 50-metre line comes from Langdon. Zach Langdon, well, he's played plenty of AFL footy. 19 games in the AFL for the Giants last year and showing plenty of that AFL skill here as he gets one through.
And our winner. From the Sydney Swans, James Rowbottom, round 2.
Dawson now to Rowbottom, and it's going to be a foot race. This could bounce. This is heading towards goal. Here it goes. Is it going to run? Oh, he's kicked it from 65 metres out. What a kick from James Rowbottom. His goals today have been quite frankly extraordinary, and that just bounced and bounced and bounced.
Number 5, Kieran Delahunty, NT Thunder, round 19.
Do the quick hands.
Oh, that's a great grab. He lined himself up for it, and Philip Wells put the kick in there for him and said, here, have a crack at this.
Number 4, Tom Redden, Sydney University, round 5.
And good use of the body. Redden! What a fly, Mark! Big fly on the wing. Tom Redden.
Shoulder surfing.
Number 3, Sam Fong, Sydney University, round 5.
Goes in now, Fong from behind! What a hang!
Number 2, Kieran Briggs, GWS Giants, round 7.
50 big fly. I told you he'd take one today, Kieran Briggs. I told you he'd take one. Spectacular as the siren sounds.
And our winner. From the Aspley Hornets, Liam Dawson, round 5. Dawson
Oh, you beauty!
Fantastic mark there by Dawson. He'll send it back inside.
If that is not the NEAFL Mark of the Week and a contender for Mark of the Year, I'm not standing here at Scottsdale Park. That was exquisite.
Season 2019 was off to a fast start in round 1 as Angus Baker earned the season's first Rising Star nomination in the Demons' victory over Gold Coast.
Here with Mentha kicking them inside 50, but Baker dropping back into the hole and taking the mark for Canberra.
Sydney University recruit Jake Veal left an emphatic first impression for his new club by polling the maximum votes as the students upset Aspley on home turf. Sydney midfielder James Rose was also one of the top performers of the round, polling 10 votes for his impressive 39 disposals, 11 inside 50s and 4 goals in the Swans' win over the Giants. And New Southport recruit Matt Shaw earned 9 votes as the Sharks kicked off their premiership defence against Redland. Shaw jumped to the top of the NEAFL MVP leaderboard the next week after polling max votes in the Sharks' thrilling victory over Aspley. Shaw collected 27 disposals and booted 2 goals as Southport broke a 7-year hoodoo at Boxing Oval with an 8-point
Gets it
win.
now to Shaw. Shaw! He wasn't going to miss that. Too classy for him.
Sydney draftee James Rowbottom, who is the only other player in round 2 to attract 10 votes, starred in the Swans' win over Gold Coast at Metricon Stadium where he kicked this stunning goal.
Run on. Dawson now to Rowbottom, and it's going to be a foot race. This could bounce. This is heading towards goal. Here it goes. Is it going to run? Oh, he's kicked it from 65 metres out.
Shaw continued his outstanding start to the NEAFL season with another maximum vote performance against Canberra in round 3, collecting 30 disposals and a goal as the Sharks won another close one.
Not sure. He'll kick from about 45, but he's put it through, and Southport have their third.
Brisbane's Ryan Bastanak also polled the maximum 10 votes after leading the Lions to a strong win over Aspley after 31 disposals, 10 clearances and 3 goals.
Ryan Bastanak, who waltzed in and kicked his third goal.
Sydney defender Colin O'Riordan also polled 9 votes after the Swans came from behind to defeat Redland by 7 points. Brisbane forward Ben Keys rocketed up the NEAFL MVP leaderboard in round 4 after polling maximum votes against Gold Coast. Keys jumped to second place after 26 disposals and 4 majors in the Lions' big win at Metricon Stadium. Keys was one of 3 players who polled 10 votes in round 4, with Sydney's Robbie Fox and NT Thunder's Abraham Ankers all rewarded for outstanding performances. Fox was unstoppable against the Giants, amassing 38 disposals, 15 clearances and 3 goals, whilst Ankers took home the Anzac medal for best on ground against Redland with 26 disposals, 9 clearances and 3 goals.
Rubs it out, Ankers cuts it off, and he's going to run in and go bang for the NT Thunder.
The leaderboard after round 4 sees Shaw leading by 10 votes over Keys, with Rowbottom just 1 vote behind. O'Riordan and Canberra vice-captain Mitch Maguire rounded out the top 5. Canberra defender Angus Baker blew the competition away in 2019 as he took the NEAFL by storm in the blue and gold to be crowned the Rising Star winner.
The ball's been kept sent forward and cut off by Baker.
The former Swans Academy member enjoyed a breakout season where the 21-year-old was named in his side's best 14 times in an outstanding year. Not only was Baker one of Canberra's best all season, but he was ranked first in the competition for total champion data ranking points, second in disposals and fifth in rebound 50s.
Make use of it here as well are the Demons with Baker.
A tall defender who is damaging on the rebound, Baker regularly showcased his limitless potential as he leaves no stone unturned in keeping his AFL dream alive. There was no stopping Redland spearhead Matt Hamilton in 2019 as the Bombers star raced away to win his second consecutive NEAFL leading goal kicker award. Surpassing his previous tally of 60 goals last year, the former Brisbane Lion kicked at least one goal in every match this season, averaging nearly 4 majors per game as well as 13 disposals and 8 marks.
He's going to have to kick it from 51. Strikes it nicely. Has it got enough on it? It's got enough on it!
A tough matchup for any defender. Hamilton was also ranked number 1 in the competition for contested marks in another outstanding season in the red and white colours.
Couple of goals to get them moving. Comes in. It's close. It's there through Matthew Hamilton.
There were highlights aplenty in round 5 as some flew high.
Oh, you beauty!
Kick up the wing, good use of the body. Red hand! What a flying mark! Fong, the top man I'm speaking to, goes there now. Fong from behind! What a hang!
And some produced the impossible as the NEAFL MVP voting began to heat up.
Out near the 50-metre line comes from Langdon. Zach Langdon, well, he's played plenty of AFL footy.
Canberra midfielder Alex Smout jumped into the top 5 after an outstanding performance against the Giants, polling the maximum 10 votes following 40 disposals and 12 clearances as the Demons lost a close contest by 14 points.
He'll send it towards goal, and that'll flow through. That's a goal to Alex Smout.
Southport midfielder Matt Shaw added 7 votes to his tally against Sydney Uni, and a 41 disposal effort from Sydney defender Colin O'Riordan saw him move to second with 7 votes against Brisbane. Gold Coast veteran Michael Riscatelli was the key instigator in the Suns' historic win over NT Thunder in what was the club's first ever win in Darwin. Round 6 saw Southport midfielder Tyler Roos make his move. Transitioning from defence to midfield this season, Roos was superb in Southport's 11-point victory over NT Thunder to earn 10 votes. Meanwhile, James Rowbottom continued his strong start to the year with 9 votes for his role in Sydney's 22-point win over Sydney Uni.
Stevenson too. Handball came the way of Rowbottom inside 50. Armity back to the goal square, but Rowbottom won't need him. It's a goal.
Brisbane duo Nick Robertson and Lewis Taylor shared the most votes with 8 each in the Lions' dominant win over Canberra.
Well against him. It comes off Brisbane's way though.
While Gold Coast pair Will Brodie and Tom Nichols polled 5 votes each as the Suns beat Aspley at Boxing Oval. Redland ruckman Craig Malone's breakout NEAFL season hit a new high in round 7 after another starring performance saw the 26-year-old move into the top 10 leaderboard. Malone polled 8 votes after 70 hitouts and 19 hitouts to advantage, which were both top 10 NEAFL records. He was beaten only by emerging Sydney Uni midfielder Jake Bartholomaeus, who was awarded the maximum 10 votes after 21 disposals and 3 goals, as the students won a quality contest by 20 points. In round 8, Rowbottom became the new joint leader after guiding Sydney to an impressive victory against Gold Coast with 31 disposals, 12 tackles, 10 clearances and 7 inside 50s. Tyler Roos moved to 3rd, 3 votes behind the dual leaders after he too polled 9 votes in the Sharks' 6-point win over Redland.
Stubbs comes in directly in front and Southport hit back.
Meanwhile, Brisbane's Jacob Allison was awarded 8 votes in the Lions' win over the Giants, while up in Darwin, Canberra's Angus Baker polled 7 in the Demons' win over the Thunder.
Lovely mark. Angus Baker read that from miles away. Goes to Smout. Long kick from just inside 50. And that is a terrific goal by the Canberra Demon.
The leaderboard after round 8 saw Rowbottom share top spot with Matt Shaw, with teammate Roos
And welcome back to the Sofitel Brisbane Central for the second half of the 2019 NEAFL MVP Awards. I hope you've enjoyed your meal. We're just about to close the dinner break and get into the exciting second half of the ceremony, and that includes some live vote counting a little bit later on. We'll be very much looking forward to that with Luke Gaddy and Howie as well. We've also got the Centurions coming up, but the NEAFL Team of the Year. Cannot wait to hear that, and we're just about to jump into it, so let's get started with the second half of the ceremony. Over to you, Kanga.
Thanks, Pricey. I'd like to call up to the stage to get us underway the AFL Queensland CEO, Mr. Dean Warren, to present our Team of the Year awards. The NEAFL Team of the Year for 2019 was selected by a panel which awarded players based on performance in their primary positions over the season and in accordance with nominations by clubs and Champion Data Statistics. We'll be presenting the team in 4 blocks: defenders, midfielders, forwards, interchange and coach. If I call your name, can you please make your way to the stage and remain up until the whole team has been announced. For those players not in attendance, there is no need for a club representative to come to the stage. Firstly, let's get started with the defenders. In the back pocket, from the Canberra Demons, Tom Highmore. A well-deserved first ever nomination in the NEAFL Team of the Year in Canberra defender Tom Highmore. A rising star for a number of years, Highmore earned his place among the competition's elite this year, where his marking prowess and ball-winning ability were on show. Highmore was ranked 3rd in the competition for intercepts and 2nd for marks, and was named in his side's best 10 times, whilst averaging 24 disposals, 9 marks and 5 rebound 50s per game. At full-back, from the Brisbane Lions, Matthew Eagles. Earning his first NEAFL Team of the Year selection is Brisbane fullback Matthew Eagles after a consistent season for the Lions in the NEAFL. An important cog in the defensive team, which has conceded the least amount of points this year. Eagles is rarely beaten in a contest, averaging 5.5 spoils per game and operating at 80% disposal efficiency when he has the ball in his hand. Playing amongst a strong contingent of AFL-listed players each week, Eagles was named in the Lions' best players the most times in season 2019. In the other back pocket, from the Southport Sharks, Brodie Murdoch. A key member of Southport's formidable defensive unit, Brodie Murdoch proved unpassable on many times throughout 2019. The key defender led Southport for rebound 50s this year. Doesn't miss a step usually, and was key in setting up his side's attacking plays from the half-back, averaging 5 long kicks per game. A dual premiership player with Port Melbourne in the VFL and Southport in 2018, Murdoch was an unsung hero in the Sharks side. At half-back, it's our NEAFL Rising Star winner from the Canberra Demons, Angus Baker. Angus has had a season to remember for the Canberra Demons and is a worthy addition to this year's Team of the Year. The 21-year-old was among the competition leaders all season for his match-winning ability, highlighted with being ranked #1 in the league for Champion Data ranking points and 2nd for disposals. Named among his side's best 14 times from 17 games, Baker averaged 30 disposals, 7 marks and 5 rebound 50s, playing off half-back in 2019. At centre-half back, from the Aspley Hornets, Gavin Gross. He returns to the NEAFL Team of the Year in 2019, making his 5th Team of the Year selection overall since his first in 2011. You veteran. Gavin used all his experience and strength to be a key pillar in the Hornets' defence, which conceded the 2nd least amount of points behind Brisbane. Gross was ranked 2nd in the competition for spoils and named in his side's best 10 times, regularly showcasing his star quality on the field. At half-back, Riley Stoddart from the Sydney Swans. There aren't too many players in the NEAFL who can match Riley Stoddart for pace or as damaging off half-back than this up-and-coming Swan. Playing 13 NEAFL games, Stoddart as rewarded as AFL selection off the back of several outstanding performances in a season where the 19-year-old averaged 20 disposals at 78% efficiency, 5.5 marks, 4.6 rebound 50s per game to earn his first Team of the Year selection. Well, ladies and gents, that's our defenders. They're looking nervous up there because none of them want to probably come and talk to me, but the last man up is the first man in, Riley Stoddart. We might have a chat to him. Firstly, mate, don't look at the iPad. I told people last year I don't write any notes down here. I go free. I'm a freestyler. You've had a good year at NEAFL level, and you've had experience last year at AFL level. You've had experience again this year. I suppose, what are the building blocks that you've been working on to really develop your game to take it to the next level for 2020?
I think, early on in the year, I was playing in defence, but I didn't really defend much. So I think that was a big gap that I had to bridge, and just being pretty skinny, just being a bit stronger in the contest. I think that's what's going to take me to the next level. So, yeah.
Is it something, obviously, that you talk about? That's one thing you talked about, I suppose, that you didn't defend much, but that's sort of your role, to be that whip it off half back to really get the side going. Is that something the coaches have really worked with you to get that real attacking flair to the game?
Yeah, definitely. The coaching staff at the Swan, especially Jesse and Lloydie, tell me to run whenever I can. It's just, about getting the balance right between defending and attacking. But, they've been huge for my confidence, making sure I'm running off whenever I get the chance.
Big couple of weeks coming up, obviously, NEAFL finals. How do you see the Swans really taking the game on? And obviously you're an integral part of that. Going forward, we're looking for a good couple of weeks. We've been a bit inconsistent, a bit patchy past couple of weeks. One good game followed by a pretty poor one. So we're hoping that we get our consistency right, play Swans footy, and that usually stacks up in the finals. And last one for you, mate. Obviously the Bloods culture is something that is so revered. How have you found that coming in as a young bloke with the likes of those experienced players, the Grundys, the Kieran Jacks and the McVeys and those sorts of things, to really adapt and live by those values?
Yeah, it's massive. You hear about it a lot. You don't really realise the full extent of it until you actually get to the club. And some of those names you've read out have been huge for me in my development. It was awesome to see them off yesterday with a great win. And I'm sure the standards that they've set for the whole group will continue to flourish. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations, mate, and congratulations to all the defenders there. We'll keep you up on stage while we announce a few more. All right, let's move on to our midfield group, and we'll start with the wing, or one of the wings at least, from the Giants, Nick Shipley. Emerging Giants midfielder Nick Shipley's star quality was on show in 2019 as he regularly found himself among the Giants' best players each week. Shipley was ranked inside the top 10 in almost every major statistical category for a midfielder, including disposals, contested possessions, clearances and tackles. Overall, Shipley averaged 26 disposals, 6 tackles and 5 clearances per game. I think we're missing Nick. And in the centre, we'll move on to the centre player. And from the Aspley Hornets, no surprise, Matthew Payne is going to join us yet again. Widely regarded as the greatest NEAFL player of all time, Aspley champion Matthew Payne. That's a fair rap, by the way. Who wrote this? Aspley's champion Matthew Payne's legacy only continued this season as he remained at the top of his game to earn an unprecedented 8th NEAFL Team of the Year selection. Ranked number 1 in the competition for contested possessions, 4th for disposals, 3rd for inside 50s and 3rd for clearances. Payne has continued his incredible run, having been selected in the NEAFL Team of the Year every season he has played. Turning 34 next month, Payne is still one of the best in the competition. I like making him a bit anxious about how old he's getting. He was ranked number 2 in the league for champion data ranking points for season 2019. And on the other wing, from the Canberra Demons, Alex Smout. Earning his first NEAFL Team of the Year selection is Canberra ball magnet Alex Smout. An attacking midfielder who's no stranger to the Sharon, Smout produced some huge numbers in 2019. He led the NEAFL in disposals, averaging 32 per game, as well as 6 marks, 7 clearances to earn his place on the wing. We're going to move to the ruck position now. And from the Gold Coast Suns, Tom Nichols. Earning selection as ruck in the Team of the Year is Gold Coast big man Tom Nichols, whose presence in the middle of the ground was a huge asset to the Suns in 2019. Nichols was ranked number 1 in the league for hard ball gets and was the only key position player in the top 10 for contested possessions. An outstanding achievement whilst playing as his side's number 1 ruck option. Nichols was ranked 5th in the competition for total champion data ranking points, also making him the highest ranked key position player. At Ruck Rover, and our captain for the NEAFL Team of the Year for 2019, from the NT Thunder, Abe Ankers. NT Thunder star Abe Ankers earned his 2nd consecutive NEAFL Team of the Year selection. But this time it took a step further by being selected as captain for another outstanding season. Ankers, without a doubt, one of the most damaging midfielders in the competition. He was ranked number 2 in the NEAFL for contested possessions and number 1 for inside 50s. An Alice Springs local, Ankers' ability to perform at the top of his game after getting on a plane nearly every week is a testament to his leadership qualities and why he is so highly regarded amongst his peers. At Rover, from the Southport Sharks, Andrew Boston. Premiership captain Andrew Boston was back at the peak of his powers in 2019 to be named as Rover in the NEAFL Team of the Year. In a year where Boston notched up a game 100, the former Gold Coast Sun was named best on ground for the Sharks 7 times as they remain in the hunt to defend the club's 2018 flag. Boston led the NEAFL in clearances this year, averaging 7 per match, as well as 27 disposals and 4 inside 50s. I might call over for a bit of a chat. The captain, Abe Ankers. Come on, join me, mate.
Cheers.
Now, individual honours are one thing, and the team didn't probably perform as they would have liked this year, but for you personally, it is an enormous challenge week in, week out to come and play at NEAFL level. Can you explain to people what that entails from the start of the week to the end of the week, which culminates in a game?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, obviously, probably firstly, it probably wasn't the most successful year for us, and there's no shying away from that. But week to week's pretty fun for me. I flying out of Alice Springs, and my beautiful partner Selena's here tonight, and I've got a really good support network there. So I go back and do my recovery, and constantly on the phone to the coach Reva and everyone up there. So I never feel like I'm really very far out of the loop, and I sort of just go day by day, do my own thing, and train as much as I can, and yeah, go about it like that.
Well, I've got to say that's truly remarkable when you consider the NEAFL is becoming far more professional in the way they go about it. For you to train on your own and then turn up on game day and did what you did this year is truly phenomenal. One statistic that got me really going about you this year is that you racked up possession after possession. You were the equal leading goal kicker for the NT Thunder this year, but you had 1 hit out.
Yeah.
Now, me standing next to you going, I'm not sure how that hit out entailed. Do you remember that hit out, and who did you actually jump over?
It was against Tom, actually. No, it wasn't. I don't. That's a mistake. That couldn't have happened. That's yeah. There's no way known. I don't know how that would have happened, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh, you take it where you can get it, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Aspirations. I think, or going back, they said that last year you travelled 66,000 kilometres to play NEAFL. Would it be about the same this year that you travelled to get the job done for the NT Thunder?
I'd say it'd probably be pretty similar. But I don't really see it as that big of an obstacle. I love playing footy, and I do anything to play footy every weekend, and to play at this level is is something I'm very grateful for. So I don't really take any notice of it, to be perfectly honest.
Well, your professionalism should be really admired here, and I know that in dispatches you were talked about in that mid-season draft in some spheres. Is that something you still harbour, that desire to maybe push up the next level and try and get a gig at AFL level?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to, I'd love to think that I could be on an AFL list. Maybe next year after. It doesn't really bother me when, but I don't sort of go to sleep thinking about it, and I don't lose sleep over not being on an AFL list. Obviously, something I'd love to achieve one day, and something that I really work hard for. But yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're a shining beacon not only for the NT Thunder, but I think for the NEAFL competition, what you did. And congratulations on your selection and those of your fellow midfielders.
Thanks. Congratulations to everyone. Thanks a lot.
And now it's time for our forward line. Our half-forward flanker is from the Sydney Swans, James Rose. There are a few players who ooze more star quality in the NEAFL than Sydney's James Rose, a goal-kicking midfielder who is a genuine match winner. Rose is often unmatched whether he lines up in the centre of the ground or floats forward, averaging 30 disposals, 6 marks, 6 inside 50s and 7 clearances per game. Rose also hit the scoreboard with 11 goals from his 12 matches in 2019. At centre-half forward, crucial position in an NEAFL Team of the Year, from the Redland Bombers, Clay Cameron. Clay's another player making his return to the NEAFL Team of the Year in 2019. Playing in every match for the Bombers this season, Clay finished in the top 10 goal kickers with 36 majors and starred regularly for his side. Ranked third in the competition for marks and 6th for score assists, Cameron averaged 18 disposals, 8 marks, 2 goals a game, whilst also setting up his teammates in the forward line on numerous occasions. On the other half-forward flank, from the Brisbane Lions, Ryan Bastanak. One of the big stars of the all-conquering Brisbane Lions in the NEAFL this year was Ryan Bastanak. The 28-year-old consistently performed at a high standard in his 15 games and was a regular among the Lions' best. Bastanak was damaging anywhere he went on the field, averaging 30 disposals, 6 marks, 5 inside 50s and 6 clearances. He kicked 19 goals and was also ranked #1 in the competition for score assists. In the forward pocket, from the Canberra Demons, Mitch Hardy. Earning his second consecutive NEAFL Team of the Year selection is Canberra forward Mitch Hardy. Ranked in the top 10 in the league for inside 50s, Hardy is hard to stop in attack and back up his breakout season last year with another solid year. Averaging 20 disposals, 5.5 marks and 4.5 tackles, Hardy also kicked 22 goals and is one of the Demons' biggest playmakers. At full forward, no great surprise here, from the Redland Bombers, Matt Hamilman. Dual NEAFL leading goal kicker Matt Hamilman assumes his place at full forward in the 2019 Team of the Year after yet another outstanding season as the competition's best forward. Hamilman was rarely beaten inside 50 to kick 66 goals for the year. I think there might have been a few more than that even from yesterday, which is an impressive feat for a team which only won the 3 games. Hamilman was also ranked #1 in the competition for contested marks as the 23-year-old continues to build a terrific career in the NEAFL. And the other forward pocket, from the Brisbane Lions, Ben Keys. Pardon the pun, but another key player in Brisbane's success this year was forward Ben Keys. Despite playing just 14 games, Keys finished 4th in the NEAFL leading goal kicker race with an average of 2.7 goals per game, as well as being ranked second in the league for both goal assists and score assists. This is Key's first NEAFL Team of the Year selection in a season. Might call over the centre half forward and NEAFL Team of the Year to have a chat with us. Clay Cameron, come and have a chin wag, mate. Well, Clay, I think it's fair to say that you're pretty much back to your best in 2019. You roamed far and wide. You know, it's a bit of a far cry from a couple of years ago. You had some illness that really sort of took its toll in your footy, but you must be so pleased to be back and playing good footy.
Yeah, absolutely. This year I came back and didn't really have an idea of how I'd go after last year. I think I probably averaged about 8 touches when I came back from my illness. So yeah, it was a bit interesting to see how I went, and yeah, the confidence was back. Having Hammer up there, leading goal kick from last year, gave us plenty of confidence up forward to kick a big score. So unfortunately we couldn't defend as well as we scored, but yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
And you had a new coach this year in Phil Cars, and I suppose, what did he bring to Redland that really resonated with you and got you really moving this year and motivated to do as well as you did?
Yeah, Carsey was massive this year, and I think the Canberra boys sort of experienced that in that last game where he announced his retirement, and yeah, we sent him off with a win. But yeah, he brought a lot of energy, a lot of fun, which is perfect for our group. We got quite a young group, and where we were, it was quite structured, but a lot of the boys sort of probably felt a little bit constricted. So to have a little bit more freedom and just to go for it and have the confidence and back their own ability was something he instilled in the group.
And what does the future hold for Clay Cameron? As said, we've got back to full health. Yep. Hopefully 2020 sees some more goals being ticked off, either at NEAFL level or you're looking for a chance again. I mean, I ask this a lot, yeah. But you are still very much young enough to aspire yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still 100% keen for the AFL and for that future. I think I went through a dip in that period once I was coming back, and I thought it would probably be a bit too hard. I remember doing a session out at Cooperoo, and Lukey Curran was out there watching me run laps, and I couldn't make it around one lap without stopping and having a break. So that was only sort of 12 months ago. So I feel like I've come a fair way. Yeah, I think it's just continuing to progress and see how we can go with this group is pretty exciting. So that's where I'm going.
You must be thrilled with having Hammer and his house up there with you as the Redland Bombers. And as you mentioned, it wasn't a particularly successful year in terms of the win column, but it must give you great confidence when you see Hammer in front of you, knowing how good a kick he is and how well he's done this year as well.
Yeah, I think, was that Payne come up with the Hammer's house? Because they both fought over that goal square pretty tightly, so I think Hammer won out in the end. And no, it's good, because I love getting up the ground, as you said, roaming far and wide, so yeah, he stays deep, and we try and work together that way. And
how do you look at that forward line that's put up there, mate? There's a bit of talent up amongst there.
Mate, there's plenty of talent. We'll recruit probably all 4 of them. Pretty big budget out of the Redlands, so we'll probably struggle with that one.
Well, well done, Clay. It is so wonderful to see you back in fine fettle on the field this year, and congratulations to you and all the forwards.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
And we move off to our interchange and our coach, and we'll start off from Sydney University, Jake Bartholomaeus. Joining the competition's elite in 2019 is rising Sydney University midfielder Jake Bartholomaeus, who enjoyed a breakout season for the students. The 21-year-old was super for his club this year, where the young gun was ranked 5th in disposals, 3rd in contested possessions, 2nd in clearances, 4th in tackles and 2nd for inside 50s. Bartholomaeus flourished in a new-look student side this year and was named among his side's best the most times of any player. Next player, from Redland Bombers, Craig Malone. A formidable opponent for any ruckman in the competition. Redland big man Craig Malone was the hit-out king in 2019 to find himself in the NEAFL Team of the Year. Ranked 1 for hit-outs and hit-outs to advantage. It is an area of the field where Malone is at his best. It is his worth to the Bombers lineup isn't to be underestimated in a breakout season where they're going to talk about stats here, mate. 115 kilos and 198 centimetre giant had several best on ground performances. I nicknamed him the mailman because he delivers. Thank you. I do matinees on a Sunday, which is today. I've already done it. The next one from the Brisbane Lions is Corey Lyons. Brisbane utility Corey Lyons joins the list of Team of the Year debutants for 2019 after a stellar season for the Lions. As one of the key instigators each week, Lyons was ranked second in the NEAFL for score involvements and scores from stoppages and fourth in score assists. He also hit the scoreboard himself with 15 majors and averaged 29 disposals, 6.5 marks, 5 inside 50s per game. To top it all off, Lyons was named among his side's best 10 times and was ranked 5th in the league for total champion data ranking points. Next on the interchange, from Sydney University, Adam Goulden. The silky smooth skills of Sydney University defender Adam Goulden tore the opposition apart in 2019 as he finds himself in the NEAFL Team of the Year for the second year running. Goulden's lethal right boot was his weapon of choice, leading the competition in effective kicks with an average of 12 per game. Overall, Goulden averaged 22 disposals, 4.5 marks, 4 rebound 50s per game in 2019. Our final selection, and making history tonight as the first Academy member to be named in a NEAFL Team of the Year, from the Brisbane Lions, Kadeen Coleman. Among one of the strongest sides in recent memory, packed with AFL-listed talent each week, was an Academy member who never looked out of place. When given his opportunity, Brisbane's Kadeen Coleman didn't disappoint, playing multiple roles. Coleman averaged 17 disposals at nearly 80% efficiency, plus 4 marks, 3.5 inside 50s per game. Highly rated by his teammates and coaching staff, Coleman also kicked 11 goals from his 16 matches. A true talent with limitless potential, he will no doubt capture plenty of attention leading up to this year's AFL draft. And the coach of the NEAFL Team of the Year is the undefeated Brisbane Lions coach, Mitch Hahn. Mitch guided his NEAFL team to a record-breaking season in 2019 after he was given the task of developing the next generation of Brisbane Lions footballers. Under Hahn's tutelage, the minor premiership-winning side had an average age of just 20.8, and 17 of the listed players to feature at NEAFL level for Brisbane this year had played less than 10 AFL games at the start of 2019. Hunt also played a big role in the development of our first Academy player just selected in Kadeen Coleman. The future certainly looks bright at the Brisbane Lions Footy Club. I might call over the Coach of the Year, Mitch Hahn, to come and have a chat. Yes, mate. Thank you. A lot of talent at your disposal generally this year, but looking directly to your right, there's a lot of talent at your disposal there as a coach of the NEAFL Team of the Year. You must be very proud of your charges and certainly look very enthusiastically at what's around you now.
Absolutely, and congratulations to all the guys. It's a fantastic achievement. The NEAFL, obviously, it's an interesting competition and do their best to make the competition work, and it takes all forms to be able to buy into that, and I think we've done that. But for the Lions team this year, I mean, 5 guys standing up here with a variety of experience and leadership and youth, which has been fantastic this year. But I think it's just generally exciting for the Brisbane Lions Football Club, for the senior team, for people who follow football to see where we've come from and the job that Chris Fagan's done. It's certainly great to be able to be part of it.
There's no luck about, I suppose, having all these players available, but it's the hard work, the dedication of off-field staff and the academy staff and these types of players to supplement and complement your listed players. Can I get you to maybe say a few words about Kadeen, for example, and how about his development? He looks a bit nervous when I just said that, but can you say a few nice words about Kadeen and how he's come along under that academy model?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and Luke Curran and Josh Hunt do a fantastic job, as do the other AFL teams' academies. But for Kadeen, he came in, he missed a fair bit of the pre-season, so we rode him pretty hard early to make sure that he got his fitness up. But for him to be able to train, and I think if you probably asked Kadeen about what he enjoyed most, was to be able to come to training, to train with guys like Luke Hodge, Dane Zorko. What a fantastic environment to be put in. And I think that with that, he grew as a footballer, but not only that, as a person. And that's something at the Brisbane Lions, and I'm sure at every football club here, is we're also trying to develop them as people, not just as footballers. That's the big thing about Kadeen. He's certainly come a long way in his ability, not just as a footballer, but as a person. That's what we're really proud of.
How did you see the NEAFL competition? Obviously, the Brisbane Lions, as we said, have had an undefeated season, and we haven't seen, I suppose, probably as clean a bill of health for an AFL-listed side that have been able to take the competition by storm. But in seasons past, how do you see this talent that's on offer across the NEAFL in 2019?
Yeah, I think the whole NEAFL is, since I started in 2017, has continued to progress and get better every year, and that's due to the state leagues obviously trying to develop their own talent, like what Sydney Uni and Canberra have done the last 2 years. Has been fantastic to be able to watch what those guys have been able to do. And then, you know, Redlands obviously coming in, getting a new coach, and to develop that culture has been something that's been really good to watch. And then for us, obviously, to be able to have so many healthy players, it's not just one part of the football club that gets that. There's many mechanisms that get that to happen. So, you know, from our PPT staff to our medical staff to our coaches to our program, and also on that, I think it's about what happens above the shoulders and how players are mentally. Certainly something, it's an interesting topic in the AFL this year about mental health, and it's touched a lot of people, but I think that our players are in a really good spot. You look at our list, it's probably 80% from interstate, so for our players to be in a really good spot there and to create a great environment at that football club certainly goes a long way to giving you success.
And last one from me, obviously you're going to come into a preliminary final in a couple of weeks' time, and we're going to see who you come up against. What's the philosophy, and I suppose a lot of these NEAFL sides are going to want to know, what is the philosophy of the Brisbane Lions, considering the eligibility rules, if you're playing against a non-AFL side, being able to play 16 listed players? How do you make that fit? Because you've got a dearth of talent and dearth of numbers. What's the Brisbane Lions philosophy going to be?
Oh, two great supports of mine this year sitting at the table there, Paul Henriksen and Zane Littlejohn. I'll probably leave that to them, but it's certainly going to be really challenging to have to, if we do have to select 16. Again, at the moment, we've probably got 24 listed players to select from, so that means 8 players are potentially going to miss out on a game, which is really hard and really difficult, but that is the system, and we understand that, and we as a group have spoken about that is a challenge. So the guys are aware of that. I suppose, how do you select it? It'll be a combination of a fair bit. Part of that will be Chris Fagan and who will be up for contention, obviously, with senior selection. Part of that will be about team balance. Part of that will be about experience for some first-year players as well. So it'll be a combination of a lot of things. And it won't just be one person's decision. It'll be a whole team of people that go through that process, and hopefully we can come up with the right ones. And the guys that do miss out, hopefully they can learn and grow from that and continue. I know that they'll continue to support the others around them. So certainly some challenges ahead, but we know that we've got a great group, and guys will certainly support whoever's selected.
Very diplomatic of you, and I know there's a lot of ears listening to what the philosophy of the Brisbane Lions will be moving into the finals. Congratulations to you, Mitch, and congratulations to all of our NEAFL Team of the Year award winners. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the 2019 NEAFL Team of the Year. You're free. Well done, gents. Congratulations. Now it's time to catch up on the NEAFL MVP voting for rounds 9 to 12. We'll put our eyes again back to the big screen.
While Harry Carr was doing the impossible in round 9,
The goal square, or is he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me, he's got it through!
it was his teammate Angus Baker who stormed into the top 10 leaderboard after a maximum vote performance against Sydney University, where the 20-year-old collected 29 disposals and a goal in the Demons' 24-point win. Redland forward Matt Hamilman polled 10 votes after his 22 disposals and 9 goals in the Bombers' win over NT Thunder in Darwin.
Here he goes, Hamilton. Look at that kick. He knows it's a goal. Straight through the middle.
It saw Hamilman join the top 10 alongside Brisbane's Jacob Allison, who led the Lions to victory over Sydney with 29 disposals and 3 goals.
That is 3 for him.
A familiar face joined the race in round 10 when 3-time winner Matthew Payne made his move after polling 9 votes in the Hornets' 36-point win over Redland. Sydney young gun James Rowbottom took over outright first place, attracting 6 votes after 32 disposals and 7 clearances in the Swans' loss to the Giants. While Brisbane midfielder Ryan Bastanak polled 10 votes after 38 disposals, 13 marks, 6 inside 50s and a goal against Gold Coast. In round 11, Southport midfielder Tyler Roos closed the gap on Rowbottom after collecting 37 disposals in the Sharks' loss to Gold Coast. Payne earned another 8 votes in the Hornets' win over Sydney University at Boxen Oval, and by round 12, the MVP voting was set up for an exciting finish.
In Aspley colours and the boys get to him.
Rowbottom made a statement with the maximum 10 votes after an enormous performance against Canberra, with the 18-year-old collecting 31 disposals, 11 clearances, 8 inside 50s, 7 tackles and 3 goals. Canberra defender Angus Baker polled 7 votes after yet another top performance with 35 disposals, 12 marks and 8 rebound 50s, and Payne attracted 6 votes in his side's win over NT Thunder. As voting became withheld from the public, Rowbottom led Payne by 11 votes, with Tyler Roos not far behind in 3rd. Baker sat in 4th, 1 vote ahead of Southport's Matt Shaw in 5th.
And I'm standing here with the man who has bolted to the top of the leaderboard, James Rowbottom. Look, James, you don't play another game of NEAFL for the rest of the season, I don't think. You reckon you can hang on?
Yeah, not too sure about that. Seeing as you can get 10 votes per game, so yeah, I doubt I'll hold on.
Now tell me about, we've already talked about Riley Starray, our commentator. I was going to call him Riley Stoddart again. I've done that a couple of times. He's robbed you of about 15 metres on that goal. Do you reckon 15 or 20?
Yeah, 15 to 20. 65 was a bit of an underestimate.
So tell us about your involvement with the Sydney Swans. Looking forward to the 2020 season, obviously.
Yeah, so from here it's just have a bit of a break and then jump into pre-season and then just try and build from where I've left off at the end of this year.
Fantastic. So if you're not going to win it, who's your tip?
I think Nick Shipley finished off the season pretty strong, so he's a bit of an underdog of mine.
Okay, Nick Shipley from the Giants. James Rowbottom, thanks very much, mate. Appreciate your time.
Cheers, thank you.
Back to you, Kangaroo.
Thanks, Pricey, and thanks, James. We're going to move on to our NEAFL Centurions, and can I ask the NEAFL Games record holder Aaron Bruce to return to the stage to present our 100 Game Player Awards. Let's welcome him back. As the NEAFL enters the finals race of its 9th season, the history of this youthful competition is developing more with each passing year. Milestones should be definitely recognised and congratulated. This evening, we're proud to recognise and express gratitude to the service of some of the esteemed players of the competition by acknowledging their 100th game. Tonight, 10 players will join the 31 competition greats as NEAFL Centurions. Playing State League football is a significant commitment, it must be said. For the State League players, juggling work, study, family and football is commendable beyond words. However, playing at NEAFL is undoubtedly another step up. The commitment and dedication required to become a NEAFL Centurion is all the more impressive given the very nature and challenges of the competition. No other State League competition in the country requires a player to get on a plane between 5 to 7 times a year, take Fridays off work to do so, spend time away from family, catch the red-eye into or out of Darwin, travel by bus from the Gold Coast to Brisbane and catch a plane to play football. We're proud to congratulate and express our gratitude for the pioneers of the NEAFL as we honour our 100-game players. Can I ask the players in attendance tonight to come to the stage to collect their award as we announce our Centurions on the screen.
Jackson Allen, Morningside, Gold Coast and Aspley, round 3.
Well done from Aspley. Lipscomb, he's pursued but breaks the tackle nicely. Allen got a little bit of time and he usually has composure and he uses the ball beautifully.
Andrew Boston, Broadbeach, Gold Coast and Southport, round 13.
Waiting at the back of it, game to Jordan, back to Boston. Boston's kick outstanding, smart user of the ball.
Hayden Batoli-Simmons, Brisbane and Redland, round 14.
Still going, all in dispute. It'll come out to someone for it. No, it won't. Oh, that's a nice little piece of work there from Hayden Batoli-Simmons. He's ducked under the tackle, he lines up and shoots.
Archie Smith, Mount Gravatt and Brisbane, round 16.
Impressive ruckman, right on the logo from 50. That's an impressive strike of the ball, Archie Smith.
James Ives, Aspley, round 16.
Top of the square now. Canberra with the numbers. They still can't utilise those numbers. Ives is going to pick it up and kick a goal. He does. Watch this. Bang!
Craig Malone, Mount Gravatt, Gold Coast and Redland, round 16.
He deserves this one. He's taken some beautiful marks today and that was certainly a good mark there.
Only 2 goals on the year. Sets it on its way and a good kick from Craig Malone.
Jack Hiscox, Sydney and Sydney University, round 17.
Runs inboard, hand passes it through. They've done this really nicely. Hiscox, the Glebe Greyhound, 2 bounces, 45 metres out, sets it on its way, and that is a ripping goal from the students.
Ben House, Eastlake, Giants and Canberra, round 18.
And another opportunity for Sydney Uni through Bartholomew's. His kick goes through Davies' fingers. Helse is chasing it back. He does well, Ben Helse, in game number 100. Gives it up.
Scott Miller, Brisbane and Redland, round 18.
Handball Keneally, looping one to Miller. He's in the centre square. What can he manufacture? Top of the square and beyond. Scotty Miller.
Jed Turner, Aspley, Sydney University and Southport, round 21.
Inside 50. Bud over the back. Jed Turner in the role of Rover. Thank you very much, the lumbering big man.
Well, let's give our Centurions a big round of applause. I think they absolutely deserve it. As I look around, I must say that on my run sheet it says I should speak to Andrew Boston, so you may as well come up, Bozzo. Been waiting for this.
Thanks, Kanga.
100 games, nothing to be sneezed at. I remember you as a, I've known your family for my entire life actually. My earliest memories of you is footy in hand, left, right, never a ball out of your hand. Football's just been your life. It's been your passion. It's been something you've just, you know, it's been a skill set that you've taken with you everywhere you've gone.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I was brought up with it at a young age, and I had a footy in my hand, like you said, all the time. So my old man loves his footy, so he drilled it into me as a youngster. So, yeah, I've just taken that away, I guess.
You didn't inherit your skill from your old man because you've got a lot more than he has. But one thing you did inherit from him is that terrible thing above your lip, that moustache, mate. Is that ever gonna leave?
Yeah, it does. It's a bit of a weird thing. I only grow up for the footy season, so once the last game's done for the year, I shave it off, and then when the season gets a bit closer, I grow it back. So a bit of a superstition of mine, but yeah, don't like it.
Massive fan.
Love it.
I nicknamed you El Mucho, the Mexican wrestler, because you got a bit of that about you. But I think you had a wonderful off season because the other thing you've got going for you is those beautiful chompers in your mouth, mate. And I've got to say that in your off season, clearly you were Rami Malek's body double for Bohemian Rhapsody as Freddie Mercury's double, mate. Is that something you get when you get around the place?
Yeah, a little bit, unfortunately. Panda, our coach, he gets into me a fair bit about it. I'm probably going to go that as my Mad Monday costume, so I'm getting that organised. But yeah, I've copped it a little bit.
Do you get it on the field at all now? Does it follow you around, either the El Mucho or the Freddie Mercury? You know, also got to be a bit careful about how we address players, but surely some players have got to get into you a bit, mate.
No, it hasn't been too bad, actually. I've copped a lot worse than that. So, no, I haven't copped too much El Mucho out there. I think that's just you.
Got a few friends, I reckon. It's gaining traction. How do you view your other Centurions around you now? There's some wonderful talent about the way they go about their football and their dedication to it. You look around and you go, yeah, I'm in esteemed company.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of familiar faces up here that I've played footy with, and obviously against. You know, there's a lot of good footballers up here, and I think they're going to have long NEAFL careers. So I wish them all the best in their careers ahead.
What about you, mate? Obviously, looking for back-to-back premierships. You, as far as I'm concerned, I spoke to you before the night started. You said it was probably Southport's best game of the year. Do you feel like you're building at the right time and the competition should really take heed of what you're about to produce?
Yeah, I think so. We're starting to play good footy, obviously towards finals, which is what we want. We had a bit of a slow start. We were just getting over the line against teams, but I think now we're starting to ramp up and we're starting to play good footy. I think when we got beaten by Brizzy Lions by a fair bit, it kind of woke us up a little bit, and I think now we're heading into the right direction and hopefully going back to back.
Well, I do wish you all the best, and obviously all the Centurions that are up here. It is a magnificent effort, and all the best for the rest of your year and those still playing in finals. And we look forward to seeing you all continue on in your careers throughout the NEAFL in the future. Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Let's give them a rightly deserved round of applause, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get stuck in to the next 4 rounds of our live vote count of the 2019 NEAFL MVP Award. I'd like to welcome to the stage Luke Gaddy, the NEAFL Operations Manager, and Brad Howard, the NEAFL Operations Coordinator, to read out the votes for rounds 13 and 16. And before we start the vote count, let's refresh our memories on the leaderboard after round 12. After round 12. I'll run with it anyway. So James Rowbottom led by 11 votes over Matthew Payne, with Tyler Roos 1 vote behind in third, and Angus Baker and Matt Shaw rounded out the top 5. Please cast your eye to the screen as we recap rounds 13 to 16 and then reveal the votes.
Round 13 kicked off with a thriller at Henson Park between Sydney Uni and the Giants as the showman Bobby Hill kicked the match winner in style.
He'll put on the dribbler. Yes! Absolutely wonderful from Bobby Hill, the showman.
Astley was all class and a demolition of Canberra at Boxing Oval as midfield duo Matthew Payne and James Ives thrived, with Angus Baker the visitors' best performer.
Canberra trying to rattle around, but it's not going to work out. It'll come the Whites, 20 out, and there's the quick reply.
Down at Fankhauser Reserve, it was wet and wild conditions between Southport and NT Thunder as the Sharks were made to earn every bit of their 15-point victory. Andrew Boston was sensational in the clinches in his 100th milestone match, while Daniel Wheater and Abe Ankers led the Territorians' charge. Gold Coast caused an upset at Blacktown as they came back from a goalless opening quarter to beat the Swans by 26 points. Josh Corbett booted 6 goals and George Hall-Smith had 27 disposals. Over at the Gabba, 36 disposals from Ryan Bastanak and a career-best 5 goals from James Madden steered the Lions to a comfortable win over Redland.
Gives it to Madden. Puts the skates on again. Settles, clears, goals.
Round 13, Sydney versus Gold Coast. 1 vote Sydney, Jay Thurlow. 1 vote Gold Coast, Jay Dawson. 2 votes Gold Coast, T Nichols. 4 votes Gold Coast, G Hall-Smith. 6 votes Sydney R Fox. 6 votes Gold Coast, Jay Heron. 10 votes Gold Coast, Jay Corbett. Brisbane versus Redland. 2 votes Redland, C Cameron. 2 votes Brisbane E Smith. 3 votes Brisbane L Taylor. 5 votes Brisbane J Madden. 9 votes Brisbane N Robertson. 9 votes Brisbane R Bastanak. Sydney Uni versus Giants. 1 vote Giants I Hill. 1 vote Sydney Uni L Valla. 2 votes Sydney Uni A Goulden. 2 votes Giants D Simpson. 6 votes Giants D Lloyd. 9 votes Giants M Flynn. 9 votes Sydney Uni J Bartholomeus. Southport versus NT Thunder. 2 votes Southport R Davis. 2 votes NT Thunder B Rioli. 4 votes Southport T Ruse. 4 votes NT Thunder D Wheater. 4 votes Southport M Manteet. 6 votes NT Thunder A Ankers. 8 votes Southport A Boston. Aspley versus Canberra. 1 vote Aspley C Castledean. 2 votes Aspley C Stackelberg. 4 votes Canberra A Baker. 5 votes Aspley J Spencer. 8 votes Aspley M Payne. 10 votes Aspley J Ives.
Sydney University and Canberra played out a dramatic draw at Phillip Oval in round 15, where a free kick in the dying minutes to Nick Foster forced a deadlock.
But it's holding the ball.
Oh, huge call. But will Foster tie it all up here? Oh, he does. The Sydney Uni fans are excited.
It was Canberra midfielder Jared Osborne who earned his Rising Star nomination after a best on ground performance. Aspley triumphed in wet conditions over Southport, where co-captain James Ives dominated with 3 goals and 27 disposals, and ruckman Jake Spencer equalled the record for most hitouts in a NEAFL game with 82. Gold Coast entered the top 6 after defeating Redland at Metricon Stadium, where Michael Riscatelli had 30 disposals and 11 clearances in a vintage display. It was a thrilling finish in the top end, where NT Thunder got within 2 points of Sydney before a late burst from the Swans sealed a 19-point win. Riley Stoddart was superb in the victory, while Abe Ankers and Nathaniel Paredes were strong for the home side.
Opportunity here, perhaps, for Paredes gathers, tumbles a punt towards goal. That's a brilliant goal.
A 6-1 opening term set the scene for Brisbane's win over the Giants, with Corey Lyons finishing with 38 disposals and 12 inside 50s, and Archie Smith top scored with 4 majors.
Round 14, Gold Coast v Redland. 1 vote Redland, M Stellard.
2 votes Redland, D. Stephen. 4 votes Gold Coast, G. Holland Smith. 5 votes Gold Coast, J. Dawson. 5 votes Redland, S. Rogers. 6 votes Gold Coast, A. Young. 7 votes Gold Coast, M. Rishkatelli. Canberra v Sydney University. 1 vote Sydney Uni, A. Goulden. 1 vote Sydney Uni, S. Tagliabue. 2 votes Canberra, M. Hardy. 4 votes Sydney Uni, L. Stevenson. 5 votes Sydney Uni, B. Stewart. 8 votes Canberra, A. Smout. 9 votes Canberra, J. Osborne. Giants v Brisbane. 1 vote Brisbane, L. Taylor. 1 vote Brisbane, R. Bastanak. 2 votes Giants, N. Shipley. 2 votes Brisbane, J. Allison. 6 votes Brisbane, R. Matheson. 8 votes Brisbane, A. Smith. 10 votes Brisbane, C. Lyons. NT Thunder v Sydney. 1 vote NT Thunder, D. Wheatra. 3 votes NT Thunder, N. Paredes. 5 votes NT Thunder, A. Anchors. 5 votes Sydney, K. Jack. 7 votes Sydney, R. Stoddart. 9 votes Sydney, R. Clark. Southport v Aspley. 1 vote Southport, D. Fife. 4 votes Aspley, L. Dawson. 5 votes Southport, R. Davis. 5 votes Aspley, J. Spencer. 5 votes Aspley, M. Payne. 10 votes Aspley, J. Ives.
Canberra kept its season alive in round 15 with a 35-point win over Redland, thanks largely to big performances from Mitch Maguire, Angus Baker and Alex Smout, who led the way with 43 disposals. Flight delays caused Sydney and Southport's match to be pushed back by 6 hours, and when play finally got underway, it was the Sharks who were looking the goods early. The floodgates eventually opened up though after being an arm wrestle for most of the game, where Swans midfielder Ryan Clark dominated with 41 disposals, 10 marks, 11 clearances and 7 inside 50s to lead his side to victory. Earlier in the day, Sydney University had a commanding win over Gold Coast where Harry Morrison and Josh Stern combined for 7 goals.
Good shot goal here if Harry Morrison can keep it on target, and this time he does.
And Ned Reinhard was dominant in defence. Up in Darwin, the Giants were simply unstoppable against NT Thunder with Jackson Hatley, Nick Shipley and Jai Caldwell among their best players.
And a good front and centre. Drives it in.
While Abe Anchors was again outstanding for NT Thunder with 32 disposals.
Round 15, Canberra versus Redland. 1 vote Redland, C. Malone. 1 vote Canberra, M. Hardy. 4 votes Redland, M. Hamilman. 7 votes Canberra, A. Baker. 8 votes Canberra, M. Maguire. 9 votes Canberra, A. Smout. Sydney University versus the Gold Coast. 2 votes Gold Coast, C. Ellis. 2 votes Gold Coast, P. Wright. 5 votes Sydney Uni, B. Stewart. 5 votes Sydney Uni, N. Reinhard. 8 votes Sydney Uni, L. Stevenson. 8 votes Sydney Uni, J. Bartholomeus. Sydney versus Southport. 2 votes Sydney, H. McLean. 4 votes Southport, A. Boston. 7 votes Sydney, R. Stoddart. 7 votes Sydney, R. Fox. 10 votes Sydney, R. Clark. NT Thunder versus Giants. 4 votes Giants, H. Grant. 4 votes Giants, A. Bonner. 5 votes Giants, J. Caldwell. 7 votes NT Thunder, A. Anchors. 10 votes Giants, J. Haitley.
The Demons celebrated Aaron Bruce's NEAFL Games record match by making history of their own with a 145-point win against NT Thunder in the nation's capital in round 16. It was the club's highest ever winning margin and biggest score in a match where both Mitch Maguire and Jordan Harper had over 40 disposals each.
Bruce at centre half forward, and he doesn't have to turn around and take a shot because he can give it across to Maguire, and that's very, very dangerous stuff.
The rampaging Brisbane Lions proved too great for Gold Coast as Corey Lyons had 43 disposals and Connor Ballenden also starred for the ladder leaders. A gallant Redland fell just short of an upset win against Southport in a nail-biting 3-point loss. Momentum swings were aplenty in the Gold Fest as the lead changed 10 times throughout the game in a highly entertaining battle. Down at Giants Stadium, Aspley jumped back into the top 4 with a dominant win over the Giants, where star midfielders Matt Payne and James Ives led the way for the Hornets.
The Centurion around the body to the hot spot. Good kick.
Round 16, Redland v Southport. 1 vote Southport T. Roos, 1 vote Redland C. Malone, 2 votes Redland P. Yagmore, 4 votes Southport J. Hall, 5 votes Southport T. Fields, 7 votes Redland H. Patoli Simmons, 10 votes Southport A. Boston. Brisbane v Gold Coast. 1 vote Brisbane L. Taylor, 2 votes Brisbane B. Keys, 2 votes Brisbane J. Walker, 3 votes Brisbane C. Balladin, 4 votes Gold Coast T. Nichols, 8 votes Brisbane N. Robertson, 10 votes Brisbane C. Lyons. Canberra v NT Thunder. 1 vote Canberra M. Hardy, 2 votes Canberra T. Highmore, 4 votes Canberra J. Harper, 6 votes Canberra A. Baker, 7 votes Canberra K. Evans, 10 votes Canberra M. Maguire. Giants v Aspley. 1 vote Giants J. Haitley, 1 vote Giants J. Peatling, 2 votes Aspley J. Ives, 5 votes Giants K. Briggs, 5 votes Aspley L. Hampton, 8 votes Aspley J. Spencer, 8 votes Aspley M. Payne.
Now we'll take a look at the leaderboard as it stands after round 16, and it's Matthew Payne that's jumped to the lead, the 3-time winner. He had a very solid month of football. The Rising Star winner Angus Baker moves to second, and Abe Ankers, he jumps to 4th as James Rowbottom, who didn't play another game for the year, slips from the leaderboard from 3rd. A new entrant into the top 10 is Sydney Uni midfielder Jake Bartholomaeus. Might head over to Pricey, and with him he's got the 3-time NEAFL MVP winner, Matty Payne.
Thanks very much, Kanga. Yes, MVP3, we like to call him, the accumulator. We call him in the Aspley commentators box as well. Matt Payne, look, yet another year of consistent ball-gathering activity from your good self. Can you just give us a little bit of insight on how you prepare year for year, because your consistency is amazing?
Well, this year I didn't do as much in the pre-season, which a bit of a slow start for me this year. But I said it last year up here that Pilates is the key for me, sort of doing a bit less on my legs, running and that, and a bit more in the Pilates and, yeah, off field.
That's right, so actually getting that body supple and stretched, so taking it easy and taking the running out onto the field. Tell me about Aspley's year this year. You've had a little bit of an up and down year, but you, when you put it together, you really do put it together.
Yeah, we started off slow. I think we were 1-4, and then we had a bit of a sort of win-loss sort of scenario for the next 4. And I think we won 6 in a row, and now we're sort of hit a bit of a down patch at the moment. So, yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down season, but we were flying for a while, and the last few weeks have sort of let ourselves down a bit. But ready to go for finals and see how we can do.
Yeah, looking forward to the final series myself, and I'm sure you are. Now, how do you deal with this? Like, you've been in this situation before. After round 16, you're on top of the table with regards to the votes. Do you feel nerves? Are you thinking like this is a bit of Groundhog Day? What's the story?
I'm more nervous about doing an interview than winning. I don't get nervous about winning. I don't mind who wins. I would look forward to someone else winning tonight.
Okie dokie. So, in your mind, if you don't pull it off, who do you reckon might?
Well, I didn't get a kick in the last 4 weeks, so I won't win. So maybe Abe or Baker.
Okay, thanks very much. Matt Payne, MVP3. Good luck for your 4th, and if you don't, thanks very much for joining us regardless. Cheers. Back to you, Kanga.
Yeah, I think we should give Matty Payne a big round of applause, and thanks to you, Pricey. As you can see, we've got dessert coming out, so we are going to have a short break, and we will return in approximately 20 minutes to recommence our vote count. And Pricey, we are set up for an exciting crescendo.
Kangaroo, I reckon it's going to be a cracking finish to this vote count. One of the most exciting finishes we've seen in the NEAFL vote counting history for the MVP. Going to crack in, going to have some dessert, and we'll have a look at some of the highlights of the evening so far.
Number 5, Adam Goulden, Sydney University, round 13.
Yes, he's starting to get behind the footy. His kick's good. Bartholomew Goulden just kept coming. Handball, he's got a loose man at centre-half forward. Or bounce his way. It did just. Goulden kept coming from 40. That is a ripping goal, Sydney Uni. How good was that, end to end? The students have the quick reply through the running Adam Goulden, and that's one of the goals of the year in the NEAFL.
He just did not stop running. From the second he got that ball in the middle, I think he linked up with 5 players.
Number 4, Zach Foote, Sydney Swans, round 13.
Footy bounces out the back, running onto its foot. Foot will take a bounce. He's got a paddock to work with in front of himself. He takes a third bounce. You know what? He can go all the way. Runs inside 50, centres himself up. Does he kick a goal? He has. What a goal, Zach Foote, running into an open forward 50, and that's one of the best running goals he'll see in the NEAFL.
Number 3, Harry Carr, Canberra Demons, round 9.
He's only got one target, and that target is Carr. Carr, he needs to get it to his own advantage. He gets the ball and then gets tackled. He's going to get done for holding the ball in the goal square, or has he managed to get onto his foot? Oh, don't tell me, he's got it through! Oh, put that on your highlight reel, Harry Carr.
Number 2, Zach Langdon, GWS Giants, round 5.
The Giants, now they turn around again. Shot from out near the 50-metre line comes from Langdon. Zach Langdon, well, he's played plenty of AFL footy. 19 games in the AFL for the Giants last year, and showing plenty of that AFL skill here as he gets one through.
And our winner, from the Sydney Swans, James Rowbottom, round 2.
Dawson now to Rowbottom, and it's going to be a foot race. This could bounce. This is heading towards goal. Here it goes. Is it going to run? Oh, he's kicked it from 65 metres out. What a kick from James Rowbottom. His goals today have been quite frankly extraordinary, and that just bounced and bounced and bounced.
Number 5, Kieran Delahunty, NT Thunder, round 19.
Quick hands.
Oh, that's a great grab. He lined himself up for it, and Philip Wells put the kick in there for him and said, here, have a crack at this.
Number 4, Tom Redden, Sydney University, round 5.
Good use of the body. Redden! What a fly, Mark! Big fly on the wing. Tom Redden.
Shoulder surfing.
Number 3, Sam Fong, Sydney University, round 5.
Goes in now, Fong from behind! What a hang!
Number 2, Kieran Briggs, GWS Giants, round 7.
Big fly. I told you he'd take one today, Kieran Briggs. I told you he'd take one. Spectacular as the siren sounds.
And our winner, from the Aspley Hornets, Liam Dawson, round 5. Dawson
Oh, you're beauty.
Fantastic mark there by Dawson. He'll send it back inside.
If that is not the NEAFL Mark of the Week and a contender for Mark of the Year, I'm not standing here at Scottsdale Park. That was exquisite.
Canberra defender Angus Baker blew the competition away in 2019 as he took the NEAFL by storm in the blue and gold to be crowned the Rising Star winner.
The ball's been kept sent forward and cut off by Baker.
The former Swans Academy member enjoyed a breakout season where the 21-year-old was named in his side's best 14 times in an outstanding year. Not only was Baker one of Canberra's best all season, but he was ranked first in the competition for total champion data ranking points, second in disposals and fifth in rebound 50s.
Make use of it here as well are the Demons with Baker.
A tall defender who is damaging on the rebound, Baker regularly showcased his limitless potential as he leaves no stone unturned in keeping his AFL dream alive. There was no stopping Redland spearhead Matt Hamilton in 2019 as the Bombers star raced away to win his second consecutive NEAFL leading goal kicker award. Surpassing his previous tally of 60 goals last year, the former Brisbane Lion kicked at least one goal in every match this season, averaging nearly 4 majors per game as well as 13 disposals and 8 marks.
He's going to have to kick it from 51. He strikes it nicely. Has it got enough on it? It's got enough on it!
A tough matchup for any defender. Hamilton was also ranked number 1 in the competition for contested marks in another outstanding season in the red and white colours.
A couple of goals to get them moving. Comes in. It's close. It's there through Matthew Hamilton.
Jackson Allen, Morningside, Gold Coast and Aspley, round 3.
Well done from Aspley. Lipscomb, he's pursued but breaks the tackle nicely. Allen got a little bit of time and he usually has composure and he uses the ball beautifully.
Andrew Boston, Broadbeach, Gold Coast and Southport, round 13.
Waiting at the back of it, came to Jordan, back to Boston. Boston's kick outstanding, smart user of the ball.
Hayden Batoli-Simmons, Brisbane and Redland, round 14.
Still going, all in dispute. It'll come out to someone for it. No, it won't. Oh, that's a nice little piece of work there from Hayden Batoli-Simmons. He's ducked under the tackle. He lines up and shoots.
Archie Smith, Malcravat and Brisbane, round 16.
Impressive ruckman, right on the logo from 50. That's an impressive strike of the ball, Archie Smith.
James Ives, Aspley, round 16.
Top of the square now. Canberra with the numbers. They still can't utilise those numbers. Ives is going to pick it up and kick a goal. He does. Watch this. Bang!
Craig Malone, Malcravat, Gold Coast and Redland, round 16.
He deserves this one. He's taken some beautiful marks today, and that was certainly a good mark there.
Only 2 goals on the year. Sets it on its way and a good kick from Craig Malone.
Jack Hiscox, Sydney and Sydney
Welcome back here to the 2019 MVP Awards at the Sofitel Brisbane Central. I hope you did enjoy that dessert. I did myself. We're looking forward to a really exciting climax to this wonderful MVP award session. We've seen that the perennial favourites like Matthew Payne are up there. We've got plenty of other great young players that will surge home. Really looking forward to seeing how we go. And if you want to catch up and recap on anything that you've seen and heard here tonight, don't forget to have a look on our social media at NEAFL on the Facebook, Instagram and on Twitter. So we'll go back to Mark Kennedy and he will get things finalised and kick off the final round of voting.
Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just get everybody to take their seats because we are moving to the climax of the evening. It is the moment. We are really getting there. Time to reveal our 2019 NEAFL Most Valuable Player. As you can see, to my right, Luke Gaddy, the NEAFL Operations Manager, and Brad Howard, the NEAFL Operations Coordinator, are there to read out the votes for the final 5 rounds of the competition. Let's start with round 17. If I can ask you to cast your eyes to the screen.
Round 17 kicked off with a thriller at Phillip Oval where Mitch Johnson booted 7 goals in Southport's 9-point win over Canberra. It was a week to remember for NT Thunder as they broke a 4-year hoodoo in Alice Springs with a win over Redland in a match where Abraham Anchors absolutely dominated with 43 disposals and 3 goals to lead his side to a morale-boosting victory. Sydney University ended Aspley's hot streak with a gruelling 7-point win at Boxen Oval, and it was Rising Star nominee Josh Stern who stole the show with a bag of 6 goals.
He will run in, he'll take a second bounce, 30 metres out, goes towards goal and easy as you like.
Brisbane was tested by a spirited Sydney outfit at Blacktown, but the Lions powered away in the final term. Ryan Bastanak and Corey Lyons were once again in the thick of the action, combining for 76 disposals and 4 goals between them.
Chance for Brisbane playing on. Shot at goal from Bastanak. Does it have the carry? It does. We're all square at Blacktown.
George Holland-Smith and Jack Bowes were prominent for Gold Coast as the Suns kept their season alive with a comfortable win over a depleted Giants side at Metricon Stadium.
Round 17, Gold Coast versus Giants. 2 votes Gold Coast, Jay Gore. 4 votes Giants, N. Shipley. 4 votes Gold Coast, C. Nutting. 4 votes Gold Coast, Jay Bowes. 4 votes Gold Coast, Jay Corbett. 5 votes Gold Coast, G. Holland-Smith. 7 votes Gold Coast, H. Oaya. Aspley versus Sydney University. 2 votes Aspley, J. Spencer. 2 votes Aspley, G. Gross. 3 votes Sydney University, J. Bartholomeus. 4 votes Sydney University, T. Barton. 4 votes Aspley, M. Payne. 5 votes Ashley, J. Freeman. 10 votes Sydney Uni, J. Stern. Canberra versus Southport. 2 votes Southport, T. Ruse. 3 votes Canberra, M. Hardy. 3 votes Southport, D. Fife. 4 votes Canberra, A. Smout. 4 votes Canberra, A. Baker. 5 votes Southport, A. Boston. 9 votes Southport, M. Johnson. Sydney versus Brisbane. 1 vote Brisbane, C. Cox. 1 vote Brisbane, R. Matheson. 2 votes Brisbane, L. Taylor. 3 votes Brisbane, M. Eagles. 4 votes Brisbane, C. Lions. 4 votes Sydney, J. Bell. 5 votes Sydney, J. Rose. 10 votes Brisbane, R. Bastanak. NT Thunder versus Redland. 1 vote NT Thunder, C. Thiel. 2 votes Redland, M. Hamilman. 2 votes Redland, S. Miller. 3 votes Redland, A. Williams. 4 votes NT Thunder, N. Paredes. 8 votes Redland, C. Cameron. 10 votes NT Thunder, Abe Anchors.
And as we look at the leaderboard for round 17, Matt Payne still leads. However, Abe Anchors is the big mover there, up to 60. Angus Baker sits on third there, while maximum votes for Ryan Bastanak propels him into the top 5. Let's move to round 18, where the Gold Coast Suns and the NT Thunder had a bye.
Led by Brandon Starcevich and Reece Matheson, Brisbane made NEAFL history in round 18 against Southport with their 15th win of the season, breaking the record for longest ever winning streak.
It's going to come back here. Matheson loves a goal. He loves it.
Sydney University and Canberra added another chapter to their growing rivalry as the students triumphed by 11 points, led superbly by young gun Bailey Stewart.
I don't think I'll be Stewart again. They've been busy across the middle of the ground to the Sydney Uni side.
Aspley bounced back in style against Redland in an even team performance at Scottsdale Park, with Jordan Hayden leading the disposals with 30 and Connor Stackelberg top scoring with 4 majors. A second half fight back from the Giants steered them to victory against Sydney, and it was Nick Shipley who paved the way with a sensational effort in the midfield, finishing with 37 disposals, an equal season-high 24 contested possessions, plus 10 clearances and 11 tackles.
Here's a go for Harry Grant, 60 out, Conlon the target, it will go over Conlon's head, bouncing ball, and it's a goal.
Round 18, Giants v Sydney. 1 vote Giants and Murray. 3 votes Giants L Squire. 5 votes Giants A Kennedy. 5 votes Sydney J Bell. 6 votes Sydney J Amati. 10 votes Giants N Shipley. Southport v Brisbane. 2 votes Southport A Boston. 3 votes Brisbane R Bastanak. 3 votes Brisbane A Smith. 4 votes Brisbane B Keys. 4 votes Brisbane C Cox. 4 votes Brisbane B Starcevich. 5 votes Brisbane R Matheson. 5 votes Brisbane C Lions. Redland v Aspley. 1 vote Redland H Patoli Simmons. 1 vote Redland A Christensen. 2 votes Aspley D Lawrence. 2 votes Aspley J Spencer. 3 votes Aspley J Craven. 4 votes Aspley J Hayden. 8 votes Aspley J Ives. 9 votes Redland C Malone. Sydney Uni v Canberra. 1 vote Canberra K Evans. 2 votes Canberra J Harper. 3 votes Canberra A Smout. 5 votes Sydney Uni N Reinhard. 5 votes Canberra A Baker. 6 votes Sydney Uni L Stevenson. 8 votes Sydney Uni B Stewart.
And as we take a look at the leaderboard, just 3 votes separate the top 2, Matthew Payne and Angus Baker. Abe Ankers didn't obviously poll due to the NT Thunder having a bye. And then Ryan Bassanak still in that top 5. And Alex Smout is just 11 votes off the lead now as well. Time to recap round 19, where again there was only 3 matches played. Canberra, the Giants, Southport and Redlands all had the bye.
Sydney's Young Brigade led the Swans to a spirited win over Aspley at Boxing Oval in round 19 to lock away a final spot in what was a crucial match in the context of both club seasons. James Rose starred in the midfield and Cody Hurst and Lewis Melican were strong at either end of the ground for the visitors, with defender Gavin Gross a clear best for Aspley.
That was Riley Stoddart. There was a wobbly kick though, and it was well read by Gavin Gross.
Gold Coast was up to the challenge of the mighty Lions at the Gabba, kicking the first 5 goals of the game to put Brisbane on the back foot. But the ladder leaders rallied to win by 25 points, with Jack Martin the star for the Suns and Reece Matheson playing a big role with 31 disposals and 2 goals for the Lions. Up in Darwin, a midfield masterclass from Jake Bartholomeus and 5 goals to Harry Morrison were highlights in Sydney University's big win over NT Thunder.
Finds the chest of Harry Morrison on the move. He's kicked 3, has Morrison. Long kick, going about 3. He's kicked 4.
Aspley versus Sydney. 1 vote Sydney M. Knoll. 2 votes Aspley J. Spencer. 3 votes Aspley G. Gross. 3 votes Sydney J. Amati. 4 votes Sydney T. Pink. 5 votes Sydney L. Melican. 5 votes Sydney C. Hurst. 7 votes Sydney J. Rose. Brisbane versus Gold Coast. 1 vote Brisbane C. Ballenden. 1 vote Gold Coast T. Nichols. 2 votes Brisbane C. Lions. 2 votes Brisbane R. Leicester. 7 votes Brisbane R. Matheson. 7 votes Gold Coast B. Shear. 10 votes Gold Coast J. Martin. NT Thunder versus Sydney University. 1 vote Sydney Uni J. Stern. 3 votes NT Thunder B. Rioli. 3 votes NT Thunder A. Ankers. 5 votes Sydney Uni B. Stewart. 8 votes Sydney Uni H. Morrison. 10 votes Sydney Uni J. Bartholomeus.
And the leaderboard. So things are very much tightening up here. 4 players within 6 votes. Matty Payne still leads, Baker, and now Abe Ankers into equal second. And we have a new contender in the mix with Jake Bartholomeus climbs up to 4th with his maximum vote effort against the NT Thunder. Let's head over to Pricey and we have an interview with that man who got the maximum votes, Jake Bartholomeus from the students.
Thanks very much, Kanga. Yeah, Jake Bartholomeus. I've got to say, 10 votes in that last game. You really have come home with a bit of a wet sail. What's it feel like to be up there at the pointy end of the leaderboard at this particular stage?
It's pretty exciting. Not much more. Yeah, I don't know. Bit nervous, but that's just me. Sure.
No, that's fair enough, mate. I mean, I'd be nervous if I was anywhere near it, but I couldn't, so don't worry. Now, you've had a spectacular season, I think, with Sydney Uni as well. So, Team of the Year, and now all of this. Is it starting to feel a bit surreal for you?
Yeah, a little bit. I've worked pretty hard. I've worked pretty hard this year, so it's just good to see a little bit paying off, so yeah.
Good on you. Jake Bartholomeus, he's a little nervous, but I can understand why. He's in the top 5 now for the 2019 NEAFL MVP Award. Thanks very much for joining us, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers. Back to you, Kanga.
Thanks, Jake, and thanks to Pricey as well. Now we move to the penultimate round of the 2019 season, which saw all 10 sides in action. We'll recap round 20 and reveal the votes thereafter. Back to the screens.
There was plenty on the line in round 20, but it didn't all go to plan for those sides in the finals race, as a couple of upsets made things tough for some.
Goes for the hand pass, and that'll be holding the ball. Oh, he's got the hand pass away onto the foot of Moline, and he's volleyed it through.
The Demons stung the Hornets in their last home game of 2019 with an emphatic 45-point victory in a match where Canberra had winners all over the ground.
This has been a momentum game. He'll kick off the left from 45, keeps it pretty low, keeps it pretty straight.
Over at Tramway Oval, Aaron Young led Gold Coast to a 35-point win over Sydney. And down the road at Giants Stadium, Reece Matheson was the star as Brisbane beat the Giants to keep its undefeated run intact.
Mark not taken, balls hit the turf. Here's Matheson, works around, good kick from him.
Sydney University sealed a place in the finals with Lewis Stevenson and Jake Bartholomeus doing the damage in a hard-fought 19-point victory over Redland at Scottsdale Park.
Well, this is a chance for the students, and that's a goal for the students. They've done it very nicely through Bartholomeus.
In the top end, Ryan Davis was unstoppable as the Sharks sealed a home preliminary final by defeating NT Thunder by 64 points.
Off hands, great play again. Southport on the charge here. Ryan Davis kicks from 50. The kick on goal is a beauty.
Round 20, Sydney v Gold Coast. 1 vote Sydney, Z Foot. 1 vote Gold Coast, B Shear. 2 votes Gold Coast, J Leslie. 3 votes Gold Coast, T Nichols. 5 votes Sydney, J Rose. 8 votes Gold Coast, C Nutting. 10 votes Gold Coast, A Young. Giants v Brisbane. 1 vote Giants, M Buntine. 1 vote Brisbane, N Robertson. 2 votes Giants, X O'Halloran. 3 votes Brisbane, C Lyons. 6 votes Brisbane, E Smith. 7 votes Brisbane, L Taylor. 10 votes Brisbane, R Matheson. Canberra v Aspley. 1 vote Canberra, A Baker. 2 votes Canberra, R Corbett. 6 votes Canberra, L Moline. 7 votes Aspley, J Spencer. 7 votes Canberra, J Harper. 7 votes Canberra, M Maguire. Southport v NT Thunder. 1 vote Southport, M Johnson. 2 votes NT Thunder, E Barlow. 4 votes NT Thunder, A Anchors. 5 votes Southport, A Boston. 8 votes Southport, M Shaw. 10 votes Southport, R Davis. Redland v Sydney Uni. 1 vote Sydney Uni, H Morrison. 1 vote Redland, M Hammelman. 3 votes Redland, D Stephen. 3 votes Redland, C Malone. 4 votes Redland, C Cameron. 8 votes Sydney Uni, J Bartholomeus. 10 votes Sydney Uni, L Stevenson.
Well, ladies and gents, as you can see on the leaderboard, we do have a new leader in Sydney University midfielder Jake Bartholomeus. So with 1 round left, there are 4 players that can take out our highest individual honour. Bartholomeus, NT Thunder's Abe Anchors, Aspley's Matty Payne and Canberra's Angus Baker, with just 4 votes separating these amazing players. Obviously, we are set up for a very epic finish. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time tonight, let's recap round 21 and reveal our 2019 Most Valuable Player.
The last home and away season of 2019 saw some teams finish on a high, while key ladder positions were up for grabs for those still in the premiership hunt. Redland sent retiring pair Tom Salter and playing coach Phil Cass off in style with a spirited win at Scottsdale Park, where Damien Stephen led the charge in the midfield and Matt Hammelman grew with 4 goals. Over at Metricon Stadium, it was the Suns who prevailed over the Giants as George Hall and Smith led the way with 38 disposals and 8 clearances. Southport warmed up for a tilted back-to-back flags with a thumping win over Sydney University, thanks largely to a big performance from Andrew Boston, while Jake Bartholomeus was his side's best performer.
Inside the forward 50, off the hands of Cole. Well done from Davey. The should kick a goal, and they do.
Brisbane had to come from behind to defeat Sydney to record the first ever undefeated home and away season in NEAFL history, with Swan star James Rose and Lions midfielder Ryan Bastanak dominating. Aspley prevailed over NT Thunder at Boxton Oval as Tom Templeton and Nathaniel Paredes found plenty of the ball for their respective sides.
Round 21, Gold Coast versus Giants. 1 vote Giants, M. Bunting. 1 vote Gold Coast, T. Nichols. 2 votes Gold Coast, S. Fletcher. 2 votes Giants, T. Sheridan. 7 votes Gold Coast, J. Corbett. 7 votes Giants, J. Haitley. 10 votes Gold Coast, G. Horn Smith. Sydney versus Brisbane. 1 vote Brisbane, J. Ellison. 1 vote Brisbane, B. Keys. 2 votes Sydney, D. Cameron. 2 votes Brisbane, C. Lyons. 6 votes Brisbane, L. Taylor. 9 votes Sydney, J. Rose. 9 votes Brisbane, R. Bastanak. Aspley versus NT Thunder. 1 vote NT Thunder, K. Parnell. 1 vote NT Thunder, E. Barlow. 2 votes Aspley, B. Murphy. 2 votes NT Thunder, W. Farrer. 5 votes Aspley, J. Spencer. 5 votes Aspley, T. Templeton. 6 votes Aspley, C. Stackelberg. 8 votes NT Thunder, N. Paredes. Redland versus Canberra. 1 vote Redland, P. Cass. 2 votes Canberra, L. Moline. 2 votes Canberra, M. Maguire. 4 votes Canberra, A. Baker. 6 votes Redland, D. Stephen. 6 votes Redland, C. Cameron. 9 votes Redland, M. Hamilman. Southport versus Sydney University. 3 votes Southport, J. Hall. 4 votes Southport, M. Manteet. 5 votes Southport, M. Shaw. 5 votes Southport, D. Fife. 5 votes Sydney Uni, J. Bartholomeus. 8 votes Southport, A. Boston. It is my absolute pleasure to declare the winner of the 2019 North East Australian Football League's most valuable player from the Sydney University Australian National Football Club, Jake Bartholomeus. Congratulations.
A new champion was born in 2019 as Sydney University midfielder Jake Bartholomeus joined NEAFL royalty as this year's most valuable player. The 21-year-old's breakout season reached extravagant heights as part of a new generation of students forging their own path in the competition.
Well, this is a chance for the students, and that's a goal for the students. They've done it very nicely through Bartholomeus.
Bartholomeus averaged 27 disposals and 6 clearances per game and was ranked in the top 5 of the league for total disposals, clearances, tackles, contested possessions and clearances.
He rode that beautifully and just showed a quick set of heels to get 5 metres.
A former NEAFL Rising Star nominee who simply gets better with age, Bartholomeus now assumes his place among the competition's greats.
They go to students again. Bartholomeus just puts it on a tee. It's sailing. It's long. It's going. Yes. It's a goal. Oh.
Ladies and gents, I'd, by all means, please stay upstanding, but to present the 2019 NEAFL MVP trophy to our winner is 3-time MVP champion Matthew Payne, who's with us now. And once again, please put your hands together for our 2019 NEAFL MVP, Jake Bartholomeus. Can you please be upstanding, and you already are, and raise your glasses to toast our latest champion, to Jake Bartholomeus. Cheers. Bad luck not to drink, mate. Yeah. Now, mate, before we really start talking to you, and you look like you've got a bit of a sweat up there, we might just take a look at our leaderboard and give you a moment to compose yourself, if we could. And we get that leaderboard up, and we can see how it all unfolded for you. It was a barnstorming run home from you, Jake, and 73 votes, and what a season from you. But I think we really need to also acknowledge a few people here. Angus Baker, what a wonderful season from Angus. Abe Ankers from the NT Thunder. You know, just a couple of wins for the year to finish third is an amazing effort. And Matty Payne, we just saw up here, and obviously Ryan Bastanak, down to Andrew Boston and down to Jake Spencer, Corey Lyons, Smout, or Alex and Mitch Maguire. So a fantastic finish. Now I'm going to give you the microphone, mate. Hopefully you've had a moment to really think about it, and I'm sure the boys down there mobbed you, which was well deserved. The obvious one first. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really nervous. Shaking. Yeah, I can't believe it, to be honest. So, yeah.
Did you come here tonight giving yourself any chance, or anybody else, I suppose, within the students sort of give you that inkling that you might be a chance?
Yeah, a few of the boys sort of hinted that I might be close, but I never thought I would win it. Not in a million years, really. So, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
Now, the last few games obviously were very pivotal in the contest, and speaking to Andrew Boston up here earlier, he mentioned that Sydney Uni were in tremendous form, and I saw that firsthand when you beat Aspley at Voxon a few weeks prior, and certainly your form really held you in good stead. This must be just an absolute dream come true. You went through the academy system and you won the Rising Star at your own club last year, and here you are, not just the rising, only a Rising Star of the NEAFL competition, but the NEAFL MVP. What does it mean to you to have the backing of your club, and I suppose to stand up here tonight knowing that you represent the Sydney University Footy Club?
Geez, I don't know. Well, yeah, I came to Sydney Uni 3 years ago, and my first year was like a really big building year for me. Like I was just scrawny like a little weed. I still am a bit, but yeah, I think I really focused on maturing in the gym, like getting bigger, getting stronger, and just to compete against some like really good players in the midfield. Yeah, and backing of Morrow every week, and all the captains, and yeah, all the senior boys. Yeah, I feel it means a lot.
Now, you average, I'm just getting my stats up here, 27 disposals. Well, one of the things that impressed me is that 6 tackles a game. So it wasn't just your attacking style of play, but you very much got back and were very much in that engine room to try and defend at the right times. Has that been an area of focus, or what has been the focus for your rapid development in the competition?
I think that's a big focus of all our midfielders in our team, is working hard both ways. And yeah, for me, it was just more staying in the contest, just competing every week. Yeah, that's what I focus on every week, really. Yeah, just being tough around the ball. Getting back and helping the back line out, and just working my ass off, really.
Now, of course, you joined Sydney Uni. You've had a previous winner in Tom Young, and you joined very illustrious company there, and all before what I believe to be your 22nd birthday on Tuesday coming. So what a birthday present this is for a 21 going on 22-year-old. How do you intend to celebrate, knowing, I suppose, that you have a game this weekend that you've got to refocus and reset on?
No, yeah, it'll be pretty relaxed, I think, this week. Might go out for dinner, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good present, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Your family, no doubt, will be tuning in tonight.
Yep.
They'll be on the NEAFL live stream or socials, they'll be going berserk, I'd imagine. Anything any special mention you want to make to your family?
Mum actually put something on the on her Instagram feed just before, which is a bit embarrassing. No, but she loves it. She gets around it. Mum and Dad watch me every week when I'm not in Sydney. They're on the app watching. No doubt they'll be pretty proud. Dad's sort of like been there like ever since I was obviously when I was born, but. Nah, he's helped me a lot. He's pretty hard on me, but yeah, he's shown me the right direction, and yeah, no, I couldn't be thankful enough for them both. Yeah.
And I do want to give you the stage to a good degree, just to thank anybody else now that you really would like to before we go on, and maybe ask a few other questions. No, anywhere you like.
No, I'd just like to thank everyone who's been there since the start. Yeah, the journey's still going, and hopefully there's a bit more to go. But I'd like to thank my family, obviously the most, mum, dad, sister, brother, and then extended family as well, who support me. And then started when I was 5 at the Maroubra Saints Footy Club. That's still going strong. UNSW Bulldogs, the Swans Academy, and now Sydney Uni. I couldn't be thankful enough for all the support you've put behind me, and yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah, I think that, well, we'll ask a few more questions. That in itself deserves a round of applause, I feel, for... From here on in, you are going to be immortalised with the banner up here. My question is, it's an action shot. Are we going to have to get one with the that tremendous moustache you're growing at the minute, or will we a bit of Photoshop? How's that coming along, mate? There's a fair bit of cultivation happening.
This has been growing for 18 years, I think. Yeah, he'll be getting a chop at the end of the season, for sure. Yeah, it's no good.
Now, obviously, you've come out of the Swans Academy. You've come out the back end of it. You were Sydney University, which seems obviously the academies for both the Giants and the Swans seem to be the breeding ground for Sydney Uni and Canberra Demons particularly. What's the goals for Jake Bartholomaeus? Obviously, you've got a game ahead this week, but surely you're looking ahead to what the possibilities are. Where do you see yourself and how you fit into the system in your own mind, and how you feel you can go?
Yeah, I'll just focus on working hard after this. This next pre-season, you never know what can happen, sort of thing. So for me, yeah, it's just focusing on developing myself, getting stronger, smarter as well. Yeah, yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen soon, but I don't know.
Well, I must say it's truly an honour, and I think people are thrilled that we have a winner that is so humble, who's so taken aback for the achievement that he's just come about. I can still see you shaking up here a little bit, but that's a testament to, I think, the season you've had, which has been outstanding, and I think nobody can begrudge our new 2019 NEAFL MVP winner. Congratulations, Jake, and I can't be more thrilled for you personally, and I look forward to seeing you in action this weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Well, what a night, and I think, and the hush that came out over those last 3 or 4 rounds when we knew it was going to be an epic finish was something to behold. We are going to close our night, ladies and gentlemen, of what has been a fantastic evening. I'd like to thank you all for attending, and especially our special guests, right from Dean and Sam, corporate partners, obviously players, officials, coaches, and guests. Congratulations to all our award winners, and good luck to all those teams who are still in the running to win the NEAFL 2019 Premiership. My name's Mark Kennedy, and it's been my absolute pleasure this evening, and thanks for having me. And Pricey, What a finish, mate. It was a great crescendo.
It was a great crescendo, great finish, and once again, congratulations to all of our award winners for the 2019 NEAFL MVP, including Jake Bartholomeus, a humble and exciting winner as well. And don't forget, we've got the exciting final series coming up. Kangaroo, myself, Rolly Starray, and a host of others will be calling all of the action over the next couple of weeks as the NEAFL finals roll on to the crescendo of the 2019 NEAFL Grand Final. Really looking forward to that. Thank you very much to everybody streaming live around Australia, around the world, wherever you're watching. Thank you very much to the fans of the NEAFL. You keep this great state league competition going among with all of the wonderful admin and players and staff. I'm Michael Price, and on behalf of all of those NEAFL staff, we really thank you for your viewership, and we'll catch you next time, next year, for the NEAFL MVP Awards. Have a great night.